be. We probably are.
Ooh, look at that.
And
Resubscribe for 14 months. So you just wanted to time that. That's purdy. That's nice. I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. And by that, I mean, please give me more subscriptions. I'm pandering as best I can. Please. I'm
trying. It's important that you try.
Coronavirus. We all need to chip in and support our content creators. Now there's probably better ways to do it. The internet, yeah, you know what? The internet community really is hurting the most. Because everybody's using it right now. It's cray cray. Guys.
Hey, Jason.
Yes.
Twitch is asking me to show my 1 month streak in the chat message.
No
so
streaking.
Does that mean like?
No.
We gonna find out.
Guys, I need an adult. No. Yeah, you could show your streak it, babe. Not in a weird way. Please don't do that. It's getting awkward. Yeah, click that button and then it'll show up here. So click it, and then it'll, just like Fritch's showed up that he has a 14-month subscription with a 2-month streak, because apparently he missed a month in there.
Well, I only have a 1 month streak.
Yeah, but you've probably got like a 10 months or something going on. Let's get all this out of the way, early. Look at that.
Yeah,
Look at that
like,
emote.
just pay me. Just pay me. Don't worry about it. Let's go.
Woo woo. That's 14 months.
I'm here.
That's just as much as Fritch. And just because you missed a some month in there, that's not a big deal. It's not about the streak. It's about the recurrence of $2.50 that come my way each time. That's really what I care about.
It's about the money.
Who wouldn't
I
want that?
have the longest streak. Hey.
Yeah, you and I have the longest streak there, Court, because I automatically get it for maximum for when this party started. So I was furiously scrawling out a stat block for something that you may or may not encounter. And I was like,
Today?
you know what? It's better to just have it scrawled out on a.
Scrawl it, baby.
Oh my gosh.
Where'd it go?
You lost it. You just made it up, so you should remember it well.
No, I
enough.
just scrawled. I was scrolling.
Roll to find it. You gotta roll to find it.
Yeah. Give us a 12.
Okay.
You'll probably find
All right.
it.
So
Roll a d20.
Is this perception, or am I like? Is it?
No advantage.
Hey, I got a
It's just
17
you.
straight up and
Okay,
down.
So you'll find it.
That's
All right, it's
it right
probably
there.
under the dice.
Um,
You got it.
Well, it depends
Yeah,
if it's well
just
hidden.
right under the die.
With enough depends, we wouldn't have to worry about all this toilet paper.
Ugh.
So
It's true.
I'm just saying.
I see what you did there.
Yes. Yes. Hopefully you did not, because yeah, that's gross. Shut
Oops,
up,
document.
Jason. Oops.
Let's get this party
I
started.
crapped my pants. That was an oldie but a goodie.
So I grabbed my pants.
And we all remember that, right? That was fun times. So before we get started, does anybody? How is everybody handling their social distancing quarantine stuff?
I am around hundreds of people every day.
I would say probably every hour that you're probably around
It's
hundreds of people.
non-stop.
Today was my first day of self-quarantining, and I am happy about it because work is insane.
Yeah. So
Okay.
are you concerned that maybe after this 2 weeks that Starbucks has so graciously provided, that they're going to be like, okay, it's somebody else's turn to do 2 weeks, and it's going to be like 400,000 cases at that point in like Montgomery County
Yeah.
alone? And you're going to be like,
I feel like
Gonna
at that
be
point,
everyone.
then I feel like if that's the case, at that point it'll be in my store because there's no social distancing happening in my store. It's just impossible.
sure.
But on Saturday there was 12 of us crammed into a little bubble, and then these customers come in coughing and then touching on stuff, and
Ugh.
For what it's worth.
Did you
that's-
guys give him a look?
That's
Did you
just
guys
a-
give him
Yeah.
that look like?
oh
Every
yeah.
time.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, it's important for the customers to feel super shamed. So
I mean, obviously.
If you're coughing
Dang it,
outside,
Roland,
you
you're
don't feel.
sick.
You feel. I like have allergies, and I'm like, I have allergies, and there people are like, yeah.
Sure.
You're a liar.
Allergies.
You're gonna
You
die.
don't have allergies. This is made up.
Yeah.
So Anthony, I do have to say on stream, just in case a friend watches, you were as you would reserve for generally a service member or a first responder. One of my friends has thanked you for your service. So he's very thankful that you are indeed putting your health at risk for just everybody. So thank you for that, and from Charles. So and he he was very.
I thank you,
thankful.
Anthony.
So,
Thank
yeah, yeah, thanks,
I
Anthony.
thank you, Anthony.
Hey, and Courtney.
Here, here.
You know what?
Anthony.
Well,
I think he should get inspiration tonight.
no, there's no way.
no
No,
inspiration. for
Fine,
that.
I'm going to put inspiration. I'm giving it to him.
I mean, you can
Right. Here's how it
bardically
goes.
inspire him.
I'm going to inspire the hell out of him tonight.
I'm gonna give you a potion, Aunt
Oh,
Sue, to help
you're
you
so
when you're
kind.
sick.
Hey, look, and it showed up. It worked, guys. It worked. It just showed
poofed
up.
on my screen and everything.
It
That's
poofed.
cool.
It poofed.
I had a poof.
Now, before we are regaled with the wonderful sounds of Clovis Bookstring, I do want to mention that before you start blindly clicking on things, Beatrice, the wording for those particular redemptions has been updated. Channel point redemptions, it is clear that those are a toggle. So if you try to gift somebody that has
like twice.
a potion, you can certainly de-gift them a potion.
Oh,
For the same cost.
Yeah.
Oh,
Um,
if
Oh,
you
so
want-
I can-
If
I
I want
can-
somebody to
Oh, that's a
die,
ripple.
Yeah.
That's
So,
okay.
well,
if
it's
I hand
because
someone a potion, I can poof it away before they drink it.
yes, you certainly could. So that is
Oh, man.
that is because I'm still kind of tinkering around with some technical limitations of the API that I'm using to give you guys these things. Okay, well, everybody's getting all of their potions. That's great. We're all loaded up. Now you can probably take on a bunch of orcs without burning their house down.
No promises.
I got you,
problem.
Clovis.
Whoa! Thank you so much. I'm very happy.
So, and that is the same for the randomized advantage and disadvantage. I believe those are the only options that I left open for advantage and disadvantage. So we're going by what's there. If I screw up and don't take it off of your thing up there, then you still have it. We're just going by what it says
Fritch, it's too early to yawn.
Huh?
Wait, so
It's too early to yawn, Fritch. No
Yeah.
yawning.
Get that out of here. Also,
Sorry,
It's only, it's only
random-
6 o'clock here.
yeah, it's 6:15. You can't yawn at 6:15.
if I click random advantage, do you have to do something on your end, or does it just pop on
No,
somebody?
it should also just pop
But-
up. You want to try? You want to
But
roll the
it
dice?
might, it might Clovis or
It might-
Spangle,
it
and that
might.
would be bad.
That would
'cause
be
it
great.
Would take it away from them.
Oh yeah.
But also, as well, similarly, the disadvantage, it is heavily weighted that I should receive the disadvantage on whatever the next thing is that's going on. So I
okay.
coded it so it's a 50% chance for me and it's a 10% chance for each of the others. So it's not likely. And if you get an advantage and a disadvantage, I'll manually toggle them both off. So all right, so are you going to are you going to
I don't know if
bardically
I'll-
inspire us?
I mean, I'd be happy to. Is anyone? But I don't want to take it away from anyone else.
I don't know. I believe in you.
All right.
Could he give away his inspiration? Oh no, he has advantage, not inspiration, right?
No,
If
he's
I
just,
get it.
he's just using bardic
So-
inspiration.
Oh, my bad. I
right
thought
now?
he was giving
No,
us
I
a
thought you were.
recap.
No, you don't have to. You can. I mean, are you gonna go for the recap? Are you gonna
Yeah, I was gonna do the recap.
hit it? Let's get this party
So-
started.
So last week on The Real House Elves, we stopped back into town and there were posters, but I'm gonna just from Clovis's point of view, last week was a real downer. You know, there's posters all over the inn that he played at for B4, and they're not even that good. They're really kind of like, meh, you know, they're just the Justin Bieber of, you know, whatever. And, you know, they're going to play out and they're going to do something stupid and pose in like some underwear magazine or something. So Tolbin talks about, you know, about that. And Clovis didn't play well. He was, you know, people, Spangle tried to make him, I think Spangle or maybe Beatrice, like tried to be like, hey, could he maybe open? And Tolbin was open to that. But I don't think that's going to happen. It just didn't seem like it's going to go the way he wanted. Tolbin talked about the ships again. And we could have gone to so many places, a gold mine. You know, I think that Luxie and, Luxie was into that. And I think that Clovis was into that. But we went for the Coneyberry Ranch, the Butterskull Ranch, and we found some horses on the way. And we took those horses because we have no morals. I think we were taking them to return, but I think some of us may have probably kept them. When we got to the horses had the brand of it was the brand
Big
of
Al.
Big Al, yeah, Big Al.
BAK. Whatever.
BAK, yeah. His name was not Barthen, but I can't remember. Yes, it's Big Al K, and that's probably for the ranch. But we went there and we snuck up on the house. The Rangers took the long way around, and Luxie, Clovis was hanging back. Luxie and Kaira went up to the door. They were trying to get they knocked. Because knocking is important. We've learned because things, you never know what you're going to walk into. And no one was there. And when they opened the door, I believe Kair had his, not mage hand, but his unseen servant.
Unseen servant. Yeah.
The unseen servant. There was ball bearings that was dropped. Unfortunately, Luxie almost died. They barely got away with their lives. I think the hero of the story was Clovis, because he was pissed. I'm just gonna say he exploded some heads. The Rangers haven't done. I was kind of hoping that the knife would come out and Beatrice was gonna shave some people again. That did not happen. Well, you did the mimic. I mean, really, Beatrice killed the mimic. Let's be honest. We can all say the mimic was killed by Beatrice, and I'm gonna stamp orcs on the side of my my loot when we get back, with big crossbones over them. I think we left it with Clovis was almost bloodthirsty at this point. I don't know if it's going through some past trauma or some history with orcs, like getting into his backstory might be interesting. But there was a talk about destroying the upstairs, and one of the orcs said there was about 15 of them, 15 orcs, or 12 to 15 left, which is weird but orcs aren't that smart, and that the bones and the flesh of Big Al and his family were downstairs. So in the cellar. Yeah, thank you. So
they actually said that there were bones and flesh. They just said what was left over. Could be living.
What was left over? The bones and flesh.
That doesn't mean live.
He didn't call them leftovers. He said what was left of them.
Right. Thank you.
That might just mean they were beat to crap.
Solid recap. You do have inspiration already, so who are you going to gift that to?
I have it?
Yeah, you already have you have an advantage.
You have a little die on your little square.
It's on. It's just not in the.
Not inspiration.
Yeah.
Oh, that's advantage. Yeah.
Yeah, you have the little the blue die in the top right hand corner of your on the stream.
So that's advantage. It's kind of advantage being is that like an inspiration I can reuse as a reroll?
Yeah, that's what that is.
So are you saying I have gotten anher one, so I can give one away?
Yeah, you can give it away for that particular your.
I will give it away. I will give it away to Kair. It is just for what he's doing.
All right. He also jumped in there and kind of did help.
Did.
So I
did interrupt.
There were 3 or 4 words that were really important.
Yeah. That's really all you're gonna get.
And the only other person that jumped in was Spangle, who offered a very important clarifying piece of information.
Not leftovers.
Also didn't say anything about a family. Still, the orcs were very confused. They were like, "What family are you talking? What? I don't." So, yeah. That's what happened, guys. Those are the things that happened. And now it's up to you guys to decide what you would like to do. And I would like to mention that you don't always have to be in one accord. If one person decides that, you know what, I don't like what the group is doing, I'm gonna, I don't know, burst through these cellar doors and see what's down there, even though they're trying to light the place on fire. You can certainly do that. I'm not going to say no, let everybody have their fun and do what their character wants to do. It's important that we all have a good time. So you are here. There are 2 bloody masses of meat that are laying on the ground that you made short work of. They're bleeding from their eyes and in all their face orifices that you can see, at least.
They've been whispered to.
Face holes.
They've been dissonantly whispered, and they couldn't handle it. The psychic damage just wrecked them. It damn near killed him.
Damn near killed him.
It actually did kill him. It killed him all the way. It didn't damn near kill him. So you've got Corbin up north in a foggy cloud, obscured heavily. You know of 2 orcs that were in the room that he so amazingly tumbled out of, like somebody from Cirque du Soleil. And Beatrice administered some healing on Corbin's way. And actually, I think that you did use a potion to do that, didn't you, Beatrice? Or did you?
Yeah,
just...
I did. I
Okay.
shouldn't
Yeah,
have one.
I was pretty messed up.
I'm gonna take that off. I'm gonna get that I feel like I'm allowed to do. You did it at the end of the day. So let's find that little thing right here. Potion, Beatrice, and potion is gone. No longer potioned. And you did give everybody all those potions from the beginning.
Can I buy her one right now?
Hold on. Let me. Sure. Yeah, you can buy her one. So,
There you go.
You all instantaneously in a moment of feeling like verklempt and overcome by this idea that there are 13 more orcs somewhere on this compound, magically surge energy potions materialize inches in front of each of you, in front of Kair, Corbin, Clovis, and Beatrice. And there's like a little tiny spotlight that comes down and like hits the cans or the bottles perfectly with a glint of light. And you hear like a faint jingle in the background, like in the distance, like.
And they have to watch a 30-second ad to redeem.
Yeah, then there's an ad. You feel like an ad runs in the distance. So each of these, they seem tailor made for you. Each one has a bottle that's like kind of in your likeness, not like shaped like you, but they have your essence. Like the Ranger ones are they're like curtailed, like they're custom,
Fruity.
like limited edition Clovis bookstring. Surge energy potion. In fact, you see like a numbered, like this is bottle number 3 of 4 million. So it's a limited edition run. Excuse me. So you guys you're probably feeling pretty good with your new potions and all that it provides you. So go about your business. What you gonna do?
Where's the turn chart? Are we still operating under the same turn procedures?
No, you're outside. You're out of combat, and and things are normal.
What do the energy potions do?
They're
your healing potions.
Oh, okay. They don't rejuvenate us. Our spells.
No. You don't get to melt minds.
I don't care about energy. I don't care about health.
I don't have to care about my health if I just melt their brains out.
I know exactly.
Fair.
Probably out of spells by now.
No, I think you probably got a couple level 1s, but
I got one level 2. I'm good. I'm okay.
I was gonna say the difference between when you cast it as a level 3 versus the level 1 was drastic.
Yeah, it's drastically different. Yeah.
The guy had to have been hit and fallen down and bumped his head for you to kill him with the level 1 version, which you did with exactly the right amount of points. Like had he not fallen down and bumped his nose, he with the ball bearings, he would still be alive. And instead, he is melted brain.
Could call him the ball bearing bag.
Mm-hmm. That's his nickname in high school. All right. So
good call.
Anybody have anything that they're just dying to do, like light a house on fire?
I am dying to cast Cure Wounds on myself. Spangle Luxie is
yeah. I like that.
That's fair.
Get your heal.
Court, I think it would be wise for you to check the cellar.
If there's like anybody else that needs some healing and you want to hold on to like the potion, like might be a good idea. I can cast some. I can cast some healing.
I think I'm fine.
I'm healed.
We're good on our side of the house.
I'm going to swing around to the other side of the house towards where the stairs are.
Don't go in there.
Kair, what are you doing?
Walking around.
My fog cloud's still there though. Just FYI.
I'm gonna say
together?
I'm gonna tell you guys, just as your kind and benevolent DM, that you are going to have a total of like 4 actions between the 5 of you that you can make before something will happen, before I will move the story along for you.
Okay. Who wants to do something?
Okay. The key question is: do we burn it down or go in the basement?
Well, we could.
That's like out of game talk. I think that's like too much out of game talk, because like you wouldn't know that because you were on the other side.
I'm next to the basement door, and
right, I'm on the other side when I said that.
Oh,
yeah.
Of the house.
I'm going to tiptoe through the kitchen.
Spangle, wait. Should we stick together?
Well, to get to the,
should we stick together?
I suppose, but I figured it'd be easier to go through the house than around the house, and then we can get to the basement.
The house is so dangerous.
Yeah, it might be on fire in a second.
But we've got to go. That window right across the way has been smashed out already,
yes,
right?
You can certainly traverse this room and jump through the window or hop on out and take. It's very much available to you.
Okay. I'll roll stealth and unfollow.
Okay.
And follow a Spangle.
Do I need to roll a stealthy check too?
If you
want. I'm going on my tippy toes.
Sure. If you're tippy toeing, did you use your heal?
No, I had to go figure out what all my little pluses were.
Okay.
Because I'm like the life domain. So first, that's going to be the roll.
So Clovis, you're nice and stealthy.
All right.
Excuse me, Mr. +7 on stealth. Spangle, you're less stealthy. And that's okay. Yeah, I mean, if it's your choice.
Oh, I can just do that like over here. Just click this. Doop.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, so that's an actual stealth roll. We'll take that one. Yeah, you're both super stealthy. You're stealthing it up.
So now I'm wearing because I had.
Now that both people, no, Clovis, you were good. You moved where you were.
Okay.
I think you both forgot maybe that there were some ball bearings. So I do want a dex check with your tiptoe stealthy walks.
Damn it! Ball bearings.
Why do you think I went around the house?
I mean.
You're fine. That's
gonna be fine. You tiptoe through the tulips, and I do want to see it from Spangle as well, though. Or hilariously,
yeah, just straight, just a straight dex.
Yeah, just a straight dex save, top left hand of your. So, so Spangle is less dexterous, and So I'm gonna say that you did not do a dexterity save. You just did a dex check. So give me a dex save throw.
Okay.
And hopefully it's worse. It is worse!
You wish.
All right, so...
can I use a reaction to turn around and catch her?
Sure.
What do you want me to do? Strength?
Would it be strength or acrobatics?
Yeah, give an acrobatics check. You can try to help him by contorting your body.
You might fall too.
Yeah, no, you stabilize him. He doesn't quite fall down and make a hilarious thud. So you
I just like, be careful.
For what it's worth, it's really, really humorous because the tiny little halfling just turned around and like snatched you out of midair with your butt facing forward towards the ground. That is, you were like, your feet went straight out. And you were like, whoop, and he then just laid your legs back down. So he caught you, and you're good to go. You guys can stealthily.
I think
with my a different thing.
With my 21 stealth, it's like the feet went up like and knocked a vase off of the wall, and then just catch it.
Yeah, exactly. You both feet went out, spread eagle. You caught one vase on each foot, and then Clovis caught you.
I turned to Luxie and I'm like, this would be a great performance later. We should just choreograph this out. Just remember this for later. I'm just thinking lights. It will be amazing.
All right. So I did warn you 4 actions and I was going to move the story along. So that's 4 things. No, I'm just kidding. You guys can move through the room.
So we tiptoe over to the window. But as I get to this, is this a door right here?
That is indeed a door. You can tell that it's a door by the white. Does
it have a glass pane in it?
No glass pane. It's a solid door, but it's got this beautifully ornate knob, and it's like it's shaped like a like a bull's head. Like it looks really badass, but like super non-functional. Like you could actually maybe stab yourself with it because it's a horn that's sticking out, and if you grab it like in the dark, you might actually prick yourself. But it looks really pretty. So
Okay, well that's good. Then I'm
Sometimes
okay
you
with it.
just need to grab the bull by the horns.
you've solved my bullhorn mystery. No, it's not. There's no mystery.
Experience all around. Okay, so we climb through this window. Well, is there? What do we see out this window?
Walk. You can walk straight through the window if you like. You see open fields behind you. There's actually an outhouse a little bit off to the west. I needed to learn my cardinal directions, and to do that, I do never eat shredded wheat. And then I had to look at it's bad. I shouldn't have to do that. And
No,
it's
you shouldn't have
at
to,
36
but
years
it's
old. I shouldn't be actually giving you that information of me as a person either. But the thing wasn't on my screen, so I didn't know.
Corbin, Beatrice, are you okay?
Yo. That's all my responses, you know.
All right.
I mean,
good.
if you can
I'm glad
speak,
things
you're
are
good.
going well over there. What the hell happened? It looks like you're covered in glass.
He
Me?
tried
Oh,
some fancy
Don't,
moves.
don't
Yeah.
all answer at once. It's just
well, there were orcs
asking.
in the room, and I fog clouded, and Acrobat jumped out of the window.
You fog clouded.
Corbin knows how to
Might be
clear a
something
room.
else.
That's for
You gotta
sure.
clear the rooms sometimes. Blind them.
So
There's orcs in that room right there.
Yeah, don't go in there. Or do, but don't.
well, there's
Are they still alive?
Yep, didn't touch them.
Certainly didn't kill him.
But should you move away from the window?
No, it's a fog cloud. They can't see. We're good.
But they can probably hear us.
I know.
Yeah,
we should be
yeah.
whispering.
We should whisper it.
I
along.
mean, they already know we're there.
They definitely know we're there because I jumped out of the window, though.
I
Should we
heard
check
there
out
was
this-
like a whole bunch in the second floor.
Yeah.
Yeah, should we go down to this basement door and check this out instead?
Yeah, because our primary mission is to help the family. So,
I heard there was.
still no
heard-
family.
I did hear that
Big
there's
Al.
possibly. I did hear possibly there's one down here.
Well, one
Okay.
seems a lot better than the two
Than
that are in that
zero.
room.
All right, so I will. Can I try to open this basement door?
Absolutely.
What, you're gonna knock first?
Nothing would make me happier.
Oh my
I just tried
God.
to.
It's
I just
like
tried to move my character on the Twitch screen. That
So
didn't
did
work.
I.
I'm having a bad feeling about this guy.
All right, so I'm gonna try to open this door now. Do I need to roll or do anything?
no, it's just a door.
What if it's locked or something? Okay, fine. All right.
When is a
I
door
go-
ever
so I-
just a door with you, Corbin? All right, so if you are opening the door
When it's a jar.
when it's a jar, that's a good one. That's some quality dad joking that we got going on. So you open the door to the cellar, as some would say. They would be wrong. And it opens without any problem. It's not barred shut. There's no lock. And it's open now.
Well, there's a first time for everything.
There is a first time for everything. There are
No,
stairs.
the bard didn't open it. It was that the ranger opened it.
Right. That's the thing. So and you haven't actually walked through it yet either. So you just never know. So the doors open. There are stairs that are descending down to the cellar. You see it just slightly lit. Like it looks lit down there, but only slightly lit. So, yo, it's lit.
And the dad jokes continue.
No, that's
Yeah.
Yeah.
James was like,
wait, hold wrong one.
Look at his face. Wah, wah.
Okay.
Nice.
All right. All right. So I'm gonna head down.
I think I might stay up here. And I might. I'm just gonna keep watch, guys. I don't know if you're heading down to the cellar, there might not be any way out, and I think that could be bad for us.
All right, so I'm gonna move Corbin down, and I want to know right now who's staying up and who's going down, so I can move you down because it will take extra time to make a decision one way or the other whether you're going up or down.
I'm staying up here, and I'll guard it. Okay, guys, you can count on me.
I will
You
be
gonna be up?
one step behind Corbin.
Okay.
I
You gonna
will
be okay by
join you
yourself
all
up here?
downstairs.
I'm gonna be very okay by myself.
Okay, so we're
Alright, I'll
placing.
go down
Call
the
me
other
if
side.
call me if you need me. Just say
and
"Yoo-hoo,
yell if you need us.
Clovis!"
And you've got,
And
I
say
know
it
you've
like
got,
that, of
as
course.
being a dwarf, I know you've got the dark vision, so I'm not going to cast light.
Yeah, I have
Um,
dark vision.
yeah.
Is
I'm
is
good.
anybody else coming downstairs?
I'll go down. I'll go
Actually,
downstairs.
I'll wait outside because I can't see in the dark.
All right, so Clovis is
You gonna plant
staying
some trees while
upstairs.
you're
Wait,
there?
wait,
Sorry,
I'm
sorry,
not-
sorry,
I'm not
sorry.
going
Hey, we're
down.
busy. No time
And
for trees.
You said Kair is staying upstairs and Beatrice
Yeah.
is going down.
Down. Yep.
All right, cool.
So
So-
what I'm gonna do, just I know you guys are gonna do the whole thing downstairs. I'm kind of looking on this side of the house, like just like peeking, and I'm looking like just to make sure like no one's coming.
Okay.
Like
I'm and I'm gonna keep an eye on the stairs. I don't know how long it takes for the fog cloud to go away though.
Can I get a perception check from the two that are upstairs?
Yes, perception.
It didn't go downstairs. You're saying?
Perfect.
Yes, that are on the main
Okay.
floor on
This is not
terra
gonna go
firma.
well.
Okay.
Can I use my advantage?
If you use your advantage, you have to re-roll.
I don't get the 16.
No, you
I
don't
gotta
get the
reroll.
16. You would have to re-roll, and you are fine to do that if you so choose. Anthony, are you sticking with the 13?
I suppose.
Okay.
Sure.
Clovis, are you sticking with the 9? Or is that a 9?
I think I'm going to. I think this is important, and I'm going to I'm going to use my advantage.
Okay.
So
go ahead
I'm
and
going to
re-roll.
re-roll it.
All right.
nice.
So you do see up on the second floor with that wonderful perception check that there seems to be a non-zero amount of movement peering down. You don't know exactly what it is that's looking down from above, but you do notice that there is movement on the upper level peering down at you, scoping out the situation. And you get the feeling that they're it's coming from like right up here and from this area. So as you're coming around the corner, you think
Can
that
you
there's
click? Can you click that again? Okay.
So,
I'm
like-
sorry.
like from these areas,
Okay.
from these there's mirrored windows above on the second floor of this house, in the same place where those mirrors are, not mirrors, where those windows are. So
Okay.
now we jump downstairs. Corbin,
Okay. And
You are
I've
in-
got a plan.
Corbin,
I'm
you're in the
sorry,
front. You can lead.
Yep.
The other two are stacked on top of each of the on the same square, and they are essentially like 1 foot down the cellar door, and you are 2 steps in.
Hey, did we get all our spells back on the new session? Or are we still where we were last game? Okay, just checking. Cool. Okay.
Yeah, that's
Just
fine.
asking that. Just okay. So coming down. Did we get a new map here?
Yeah,
Oh, there we
you're-
go.
You should,
Scroll. I had to scroll. I apologize. All right. So I'm leading. So
Yes.
I'm going to carefully creep forward
Are
in
you
a
s-
sneakily,
are you
sneakily
stealthing?
fashion.
Go ahead and give me a
yes, I'm
stealth check.
Stealthing it. Stealth check. Yeah,
so you're not really.
Try.
I'm dwarf stealthing, you know. So
Oh, and you used your advantage, right, Clovis? I'll get that off there.
Yes, I did.
Guess I should also check.
All right. So
Oh, everyone else
Beatrice is
doing
nice
great.
and stealthy, and
guys
so
are
is Spangler.
freaking quiet.
But the
Bang on.
guy in front is not. So go ahead.
all right, I'm going to creep forward to this corner and see what I see.
You say creep,
He's about
but
to get
I think that
knocked
means
out.
that you are walking
Damn it.
like some kind of a creep down there. So you walk, and as you are walking down, I can read a little some fluff. The cellar has a dirt floor, walls are mortared stone, and an 8-foot high plank ceiling braced by wooden pillars. Tied to a chair is a large figure with a burlap sack pulled over his head. The shelves along the walls are lined with skulls made of butter and protected by a thin coating of wax. So this seems to be like the cold room where he keeps his butter skulls. Hence the name Butterskull Ranch.
Oh,
Butter skull. So he
What a
makes-
name.
Yeah.
those
So
butterskulls.
so it's cool. You see like all these differing types of where you're moving. Spangle does not exist in the world. You are moving in an area that is not. So you're both now on this first step as we move you forward. So you see all these the whole. There's a shelf that kind of runs the perimeter of the room, and it's just loaded with a bunch of these wax covered skulls of butter.
Okay. Can I do a perception check to see if he's alive?
Yeah, you can. Sure. Oh, you see as
Wait.
you walk to the space you are at,
Oh shit.
you are charged. You hear from your, depending on which way you're looking, probably from your right, the
Right.
sound of somebody that it says, "Roar for the orcs," and goes ahead and takes a swing at you, and they, I believe, hit you. Let's see. Let me make sure, because right now it is 14 plus. Sorry, I didn't have this open. Our orcs are +5, so 19 to hit, I think, is indeed a hit on you. And he does 9 damage to Mr. Corbin Steelfleet. Steelfeet, not Fleet.
Okay, it's applied.
Okay. And go ahead, and I want you guys to, I'm gonna click on the thing that lets us do turns again. And I'm going to, I don't know if it's gonna keep the stuff, but go ahead and roll initiative. Go ahead and roll initiative, and we'll see if it takes. All right, so Corbin's in there. That's good. That's good.
Do you want me to roll initiative too?
Everybody can roll initiative. Bangle.
I'm getting there.
All right. All right. Yes, master.
Clovis, we're missing you. All right, cool. So it didn't put everybody in order again for whatever reason, but I can adjust that quickly. So we'll go Beatrice at the top, then we got Clovis after that, then we got that, okay, and I have to roll for the orc, and the orc is gonna be, that's a +1 to that, and he is gonna be here at 15 after he gets his wonderful attack. So we move him up here below Beatrice. And you, Spangle, have a higher dex modifier than Kair, so you go ahead in front of him when you have a tiebreaker. Orko got a surprise round of attack. He got the jump on you. And your perception check, which I'll let you do, even though he kind of like surprised you. You were so focused on perceiving.
I was looking his direction, didn't see the guy to my right.
Exactly. That's how it works.
So you want me to run a perception check?
Yeah, give me a perception check. You see at absolute least some semblance of life. You see like, labored breathing and kind of like his head bobbling back and forth. He seems like he's been roughed up. They put the old burlap on him and then they went to town. They, in the sense that this guy or maybe others that were in here in over some amount of time. So he does not look like he's in a good way, but he is alive. Beatrice, what would you like to do?
I would like to shoot an arrow.
You can shoot the arrow.
Oh.
He might have cover.
He is going
But
to
I am
have,
tired.
he is going to have some cover from where he's at. Just because you're at the top of the stairs. If you want to move and get closer to him, you could do that. But if you get too close, then you'll have disadvantage on your ranged attack because you will be
Big stabby stab.
so close.
I could stabby stab.
You could
But I
stabby
also
stab.
can't move any farther in.
Oh, let me move you.
It won't let me move
a
in.
Tiny, tiny bit. All right, there you go.
Okay.
So you're here.
I'm gonna knee-jerk reaction it and just my knee-jerk my first instinct is just to shoot
Okay.
at something that's trying to hit something else.
Go ahead. Go ahead and roll an attack.
It didn't work.
No, that is going to be a miss. You take aim real quick and you shoot, and it actually lands right in the pillar that's holding up the rest of the cellar. And you notice that with that hit, the cellar kind of like some dirt kind of falls through the planks above. So you think maybe it was just dust that you've knocked loose when you hit that pillar that's helping hold up the cellar.
That was a warning shot. Just putting it out there, you know.
Oh, of course. Yeah, no, he is super warned now. He looks in your direction. He looks back at the lump of that's in the chair, and then he decides that he's going to go ahead and take another whack at the ranger in front of him. And he hits for another 9 damage. He then kind of like pivots around and moves behind Corbin here.
Tappy, 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 tappy.
Yeah.
I know. I'm having a conversation with
How
someone.
do you whisper?
I don't know how. It took me a long time. Are you seeing the whispers? Good, okay.
But I can't respond.
Scroll
Alright.
back up to the top.
So now we've got Corbin. It's your turn.
Okay. I am going to.
Oh, I lied. It's Clovis's turn. I don't know how I had those backwards. My bad.
Okay.
Sorry, Clovis, you go first.
Okay. Sorry,
Yep.
I just had to finish telling my plan. So
We're back upstairs now.
We're back upstairs.
You guys.
So I look at Kair.
You guys don't necessarily have any.
No, I know.
Okay.
We're not. I look at Kair and I give him the signal like there's up in there. Tell him about the guys, and I.
Tell me again.
And I kind of tell him to follow me to almost to inside, like just like on, not in this building, like I'm almost at the windowsill, like it looks like I've entered it but like not quite, and I want him to follow me in.
So what does that gesture look like?
It's like
I gotta see this.
Okay, so Kair, are you picking up what he's laying down, or do we?
I mean, obviously.
do we have to do some kind of a
I
perception
clearly-
check and a performance check to make sure that this is conveyed?
No. I
It was
get
like-
Okay. All right.
we were old beach buddies.
Shortly after a plane lands right next to you. It doesn't really. There's no plane.
No.
And yeah, go ahead.
All right. So you convey that information to Kair so deftly. It's amazing.
Does he?
Maybe on
I
his
will
turn?
once it's my turn. Yeah.
Okay, so I enter the building and I cast on myself. I'm going to cast a disguise self, and I'm going to turn myself into one of the dead orcs that we have. So in the corner, their bodies. I am full orc. My name is Joe Orc, or Bill.
Jork.
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 Yeah,
His
Jork.
name is Jork.
That's good.
The other one is Steve.
Stork.
Stork. His name is just Steve. Let's just be honest.
Jork and Stork, man.
And so that's what I look like right now. So I'm using one of my my first level spell slots.
Okay.
And that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing with my action.
Cool. Sounds good. You are an orc.
Jork.
You're Jork the orc.
Jork.
That's actually his name, Jork. It's in the book.
I knew it was. Well, it was on his name tag.
Did you
that I
guys-
like.
Did you
I
pick
killed
up the Dragon of Icefire? If you
I
read
can read
ahead, that's messed up.
That one, it's not okay for me, but it's, I wanted to be, the cliff notes were better than the actual book.
Sure. That hurts because I'm reading the book directly. So, it's Jork.
You're missing out.
The 2 dots above the O, so it's like
yeah.
Swedish. It's Jork.
Right.
So,
I know. And I have this one had a swan over it too. It was like a
Oh.
swan. Yeah.
good.
No, that's his thing. It was like,
yeah.
No.
It was on his name tag. I got it. All right, Corbin, what would you like to do? Because Clovis is done. We're back downstairs. Pew. Pew.
Should I attack or heal myself?
that's
I'm
always the
probably gonna
question.
play it safe and cure wounds. So I'm gonna do that. Let me click that. Cast it at level 1.
You're gonna roll a 2.
Here, before you do this, as your kind and benevolent DM, once again, I will say, you, in your infinite wisdom and just looking ahead. Also, I don't think you took off those 9 points of damage.
I did. I'm
Did
at
you?
10 now.
Oh,
Was
I
it
thought
19?
I thought you were
10.
at 10. My bad. So you notice that they seem to be taking 9 damage off every time they hit you. So unless you expect that this amount of damage that you're going to heal is going to, just from, this is like a very metagaming side of things. Unless you think that your cure wounds is going to push you over the amount that is going to get you a second hit to live through, probably not worth it right now. Probably on the world of like, kill him, get it, sick him, boy.
I mean, okay, I could theoretically heal more than that, but okay.
You could heal more than 8 with your cure wounds.
8 plus 2. D8 plus 2.
Okay, so that's up to you. So if you roll a 6 or if you roll a 7 or an 8, then you're golden.
You should kill him. If there's only one orc down here, you should kill him.
I'll try to shoot him in the head with my longbow, so we'll go with that. All right.
Okay, so that's going to be with disadvantage because you're literally right next to him. So you'll have to roll 2 attack rolls, and we take the lower of the 2. Unless you want to be stabby with something else.
The hand axe sucks. But all right, we'll do the hand axe.
Okay. Yeah, the
Whoa,
hand axe does
that's
not
a
suck.
Decent.
The hand axe was bad. So go ahead and roll damage. It's going to be a 1.
Smack and slashing and going over there.
That's
Very
not a
nice.
bad.
That's a
not
great
bad
hit.
attack.
So he takes 6 points of damage. As you whack him with your hand axe, which I imagine is like a hatchet for like splitting firewood. Like it's not that badass because it's not a martial weapon. It's kind of just an all-around axe.
An everyday thing.
So he takes 6 points of slashing damage and roars in pain. Next up is Spangaluxy.
Right. Well, Spangaluxy's going to run down into the room. Now she can see. Can she see where Big Al is laying around?
Yeah, definitely. You see Big Al clear as day, bound and sacked on his head.
Right. I'm sorry, I forgot. Is he over on here or over in the other corner?
He's
Which corner?
right here.
Oh, that big old one right there.
This one. Yeah, there. That.
Okay. Well, I am going to run to. Okay, can I go to his side without?
Yeah.
There's a pillar here. Can I go around without?
Yeah, you can squeeze through that.
Attack? Okay.
You could squeeze through this way.
Yeah. Okay. And I'm going to run right around to. Is he conscious?
Yes, he is conscious. With being so close to him, you can tell now that, especially with all the commotion that's going on, he seems alerted and like, and he's like, because he's probably got like a gag on and everything, and he's
Does he have a gag on?
Well, his voice is at least muffled with the bag on top, the burlap sack.
Oh, he's
on
got
his
a
head.
bag on top of his head.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, step 1, yank the bag off.
Okay. It's a Medusa. No, it's not. It's Big Al. He's exactly what you expect from a man named Big Al. He's got like a big handlebar mustache that's all bloodied now on half of it because they've just been pummeling him, and he's got like very old white hair that's like kind of coiffed in an interesting way that a cowboy would have, and he usually probably has a cowboy hat on. He looks like a ranch hand, like he's been doing this for many years, and maybe was in like law enforcement at some time. So he looks at you and thinking that he's just gonna get dolloped when you pull the bag off his head, and in his eyes, like he didn't even flinch though. He expected a hit coming, and he kind of like leaned into it, like you bring it, and like he's like a guy that wasn't afraid of what they were bringing. And he says, "Oh, not exactly what I expected to see. Get me out of here, and I'm gonna help you." So
That's what I like.
he's like bouncing in his chair with his hands bound behind his back and like, "Let me at him. I got more fighting me, and I can take him."
They just hoodwinked me and got me when I was looking away and got me all tied up and I couldn't do nothing.
So he's very clearly would like to join the fight.
Now, does he actually look like he's in a condition to fight?
He looks like he could swing an axe. So he could certainly.
I mean, could he swing an axe more than twice? I guess is the question.
Are you gonna burn like a perception check on how conscious is he? He's conscious. He's above 0 hit points. He's another thing to swing, and he's another thing to swing at.
Okay, well, yeah. I will grab a dagger and slice the ropes from behind his back. Big Al, we're here to rescue you. How do you rescue us?
Well, I don't need no rescuing. I had them right where I wanted them. But if you just get those ropes off, I'll show you how bad I can swing an axe. Or a longsword, I think is technically what's on my character sheet.
I cut him free.
Okay, you cut him free, and you do see that there's you just notice in the corner there's a pile of what looks like his armor and weapons and stuff, and he dashes, like he takes a second to get his bearings as he stands up from the chair, but he let me see where he shows up in the roll order. He's good. He's ready to go. He's a Big Al. So he jumps up and he runs over. He surveys the room and he runs right to his belongings, grabs his swords without even putting on the armor that was sitting in a clump in the corner, and he grabs a long sword in one hand and a short sword in the other, and charges right over to him and says, "How you like me now?" And then he proceeds to wallop 1, 2, and a 3. He just goes into an absolute rage and swings his longsword with like utter grace, like somebody that's born with a longsword in his hand, which would be hilarious because a baby should never have a longsword. It's way too big. No. Maybe a dagger. So he has this longsword that you've seen many people struggle with to hold in 2 hands, and he just kind of like, and then before you could blink, a second swing comes down with his longsword. The first one misses, but as soon as it misses, he's reloaded. He's back at it, and then he comes in with his other hand that he's holding a short sword, and he slices straight across. And he does let's see, 7 and he has 13 damage total between the 2 hits that connect, which lay this orc right out onto the ground. And the slashes across his face, like his body. You look like he was trying to brand in the K from his name, and he only got 2 of the letters. So it was like he did the little Pac-Man slice, but he didn't get the up and down slice. And he was trying to do the Zorro thing, but with K for Calzorn. I guess he could have done the Z for Zorn, but his name is Big Al Calzorn. So he's just completely mowed this orc down, and he says, "Thank you much. I'm about to get me some orc blood, but I have been quite battered up. If you can spare a heal here and there, maybe we can go take care of these boys. I saw at least 10 of them when they jumped me, or else they couldn't have got me."
Okay, I can do that, Big Al.
Well,
I'm real good at healing.
Thank you much, ma'am. What can I call you? You know
my name's
name.
Bingo Luxie.
Oh, nice to meet you, Miss Luxie. I'm much obliged.
So you're gonna drop a heal on him?
Yeah, I just gotta see how many. If I have first level or second level, how many there's. No, I'm gonna save my second level. Yeah, I'll dump one on as a first level. So you kind of just like click on a thing, click the button, boop. Boop.
14.
Oh, wow. It's a big one.
Nice.
Woo! He says, "Woo!"
I told you.
That feels mighty
I'm
nice.
real good at healing.
So he goes up to what you just observing him feel like is just a little bit under half of his health. So he's like,
I've seen better days, but I sure seen worse. Let's go get some orcs.
And he's just, before you even have time to respond, he rushes upstairs and jumps right out the cellar, and this orc is just
move out of his
bleeding
way.
out, lying there motionless on the ground. So he comes out, waving two swords, got a long sword in one hand and a short sword in the other. He's just, I'm gonna get you, sucker. And he's charging in, and he just continues on his rampage, straight towards, I guess this door here. He's going in this direction. He looks your way, Kair, and he sees you. He says, "What are you doing? Are you with those whippersnappers downstairs?"
Whippersnappers.
Don't kill me. Yep.
All right. Well, it's orc hunting time, boys and ladies and whoever else. I don't know how many of them you got, but we're going to get the rest of them. Am I right? We're all on board with this, right? Killing orcs. Woo, doggy.
So he charges into his house, and you know, like a true badass, like kicks his own door in without any regard. He says, watch out for those handles because they are sharp. And he runs right in through the room, through the fog cloud, which I assume you've kept concentration on. And he says, "Who's with me? Who?" And that is the question. Who indeed is with him?
So he doesn't burn his house down.
He might.
He doesn't want to.
Burning his house down.
He's gonna do it in a different way, with blood.
So you know what? That's the path that he's planning to take. But I'll tell you that he was able to move 30 on it. So let's see. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he only got to here and then saw Kair and said, whippersnappers thing, and it seems like he is making a beeline to the upstairs, and he's ready to just wreck him like Ralph. What are you guys gonna do? Are you with Big Al?
Yeah.
We're still on our turn order, right?
Yeah, no, you're still in. It's Kair's turn. Sorry.
I'll walk up to Big Al. Can I offer him a healing potion since he clearly looks a little injured at the moment?
Absolutely.
Since I have one.
You can. Let's see. He is at a.
I mean, I guess I could. I wouldn't want to force feed him because he looks like he kicked my ass. But
No, you're good.
I could just gently offer it to him.
Yeah. No, he sees what you're doing. He picks up what you're laying down, and he tips his what would be hat because he didn't grab a hat while he was in there.
He didn't put on armor.
He didn't. No, he's ready. He's just ready to roll.
He's almost naked.
No, he's not almost naked. Whatever he had on for his shirt, he's
sack,
set.
just pulled it down.
Oh, can you imagine how scary that would be? That's like a straight out of a Halloween movie. He's just got the burlap sack. It's got the eyes, and he's like, with swords and running at you. I wouldn't want to mess with that. That would give me at least 17 AC, which is what he has. So I think he's good. Are we good? He takes your healing potion, and what does that heal? What's
I think it's a tenor.
a tenor?
Or that's what it has been for everyone else.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. It's a tenor for him as well. So, from the looks of things, it looks as though you have indeed put him back over that like halfway mark. He's like, "Ooh, doggy, I have seen better days, but this day's getting better by the moment." Ooh! And he's just rearing to go. He's ready to let his swords taste orc blood. So we got Beatrice is up next, unless you want to use some more movement, Anthony or Kair.
I'll stay where I am, but I'll warn him that our friend inside is pretending to look like an orc, so don't kill him when he sees him.
Well, I can't promise nothing.
Do you point over in the direction that that Clovis is?
Clovis is. Yeah.
Okay.
I was like right in that windowsill.
Tell him
You
Jork.
might see him. Yeah,
He has a name tag.
don't hurt Jork.
Jork has a name tag. Don't hurt Jork.
Guy sounds like a real jork.
Hey, I am.
I've been waiting like a whole 4 minutes to use that joke. So he kind of nods at you, and he looks at the used bottle of potion that you and he says,
Was that Surge? That stuff's the best.
So he kind of like gives a nod and a wink, like,
Surge, the best energy potions out there.
and he's so who has used potions here? We have Kair used a
I
potion.
just used one.
That's off. Spangle, did you use one, or no? You healed, right?
No.
All right,
I
cool. There we go. Okay, so
I like how he sounded insulted at that. Like, how dare you say
no,
that?
no.
Real good at yelling.
All right, Beatrice, it's up to you. So he sees Clovis poke his head out as Jork the Jork.
These are all natural.
And he says, "All right, I ain't gonna hurt that one, but all the other ones are fair game." Yeehaw! All right. So next up is Beatrice. How would you like to proceed? You have your movement, and it doesn't take any additional steps to get out from the cellar if you are gonna if you leave there.
I'm gonna stand there in like shock and utter disbelief for like a second, just
Okay, that's your
from
turn.
everything that
Next
just
turn.
happened.
No, I'm just kidding.
Shocked and appalled.
just like couldn't believe what I just saw happen there for a second, and then I'm gonna rejoin the outside world.
Sure,
It's like,
sure.
I'm just gonna follow the giant beefy guy. Yeah, let's do that.
All right, so I'll move you.
Hey.
Beefy
Upstairs.
guy. Mm.
Beef.
Spangle, I see that you moved your character over towards his lump of armor and stuff. Are you doing anything there?
Well, not until everyone else has left the room.
Okay, all right.
What the?
So we're gonna skip that one for now and go to Clovis.
So since I was like kind of like I kind of like I leaned out the window, waved, gave the thumbs up, like, okay guys, and I'm like I'm gonna kill some orcs, and I just so they could see me, I'm gonna use my movement then to come to this door here, where making me carefully not to step on any of the bearings that are dropped.
Okay. Yep.
15,
You
20,
avoid
25.
them because you acknowledged their presence.
And I test the door, and does it lock? Can I move through it?
That door right there, yes, you can move through that door. I will move you over just so I don't have to waste a bunch of time unlocking the door on the DM side. You move into there.
And what is this room? I see stairs down or up?
Up. Those are stairs ascending in the corner, and they go up to the second floor.
I'm going to, I guess, use my so I can use my dash action.
Yeah, if you want to.
So I'm gonna move. I want to move my other movement to the stairs.
Okay.
Since I only have 25, so I can't move very far.
Sure.
I'm very, very short.
All right. Next is Corbin. Come on down.
I'm gonna drink my potion.
Okay. Get
And that's
potioned
a
up.
full restore, right?
That gives you 10 health. I mean, it does the full potion healing. It doesn't fully recover you. Unless you
10.
have 10 health missing. All right, so Corbin's is... Nope, not that one. Corbin potion. Corbin potion gone. And you still have movement. Movement.
I'm gonna follow that madman upstairs and give him a hand.
Hell yeah. I don't even know that he needs a hand.
So get me out of the basement.
All right. Bloop.
I'm just gonna group up with him and get behind him, ready for action.
Sounds good. I'd let him lead the way. Spangle Luxie, you are up.
Okay, then everybody else has left the room. I'm just going to shuffle over to his clothing that he left there.
Uh-huh.
I'm just going to just want to give it a quick little rifle.
Sure. Yeah. No, it's a nice set of splint armor that you feel like would do him very well. Like he maybe should have thought it through and put on his armor, because he's gonna take significantly more hits especially if you're letting him be in front.
Oh my, he forgot his armor.
Yeah.
I better bring it to him.
He was excited to get to killing.
Are there any pockets or any pouches?
There are not. He had two long swords. He had a long sword, a short sword. He also grabbed his shooty majigger crossbow. There we go, shooty majigger, and he left his armor. So he's.
Okay,
I guess you know what?
I guess I
he-
better bring it to him.
He probably left his shooty majigger too, because I didn't say he grabbed it. So there's a shooty majigger.
Well,
and
I'll grab it all up in
armor.
my bundle. I've got my shield. I've got a great big old shield, so I'll just kind of bundle all up on the shield
Okay, that's very,
and
very kind of you.
shout after everyone's, "I'm coming! Wait for me!"
All right, so you've got some movement. You can get to. I'll say that you can get to the top of the stairs as well from where you are.
Okay.
So you're just gonna be right up there with everybody. Are you going to relinquish the armor and shooty majigger?
Of course.
All right. So
Majigger.
he says,
So we
"Why-"
should top. If I see him, I'd be like, "You forgot something."
He said, "Well, I ain't gonna need this shooty majigger very much, but I sure do appreciate this splint armor, because man, it's nice. Woo, doggy."
and he slides it on like the slick cow
I'll help him into it.
ranch hand. He says he takes a beat to take a moment to look to survey from where you guys are at the farmhouse, and he looks over in the direction of where he expects to see his prize cow. He says,
I swear if they harmed Petunia, they're gonna pay.
and he you see like just his eyes well up with tears, and like he really loves this cow, or whatever Petunia. You assume it's the cow because he tells you, "My cow Petunia," so there's no confusion about it. He's very
Aw,
loving of
that's-
Petunia.
Very moving.
So he's ready to. Petunia's his life. He says,
Well, hell, they broke my winder.
and he jumps through the window. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and he kicks the door, and you hear from the distance you hear someone go "Argh!" As he, like, you hear the thud on the door.
That's a very good orc sound.
And the door that's
practiced.
yeah, I practice
Or-
constantly. Ilana is pissed. I've been speaking Orcish at every single moment. Mostly it's just like grunts and you know what? That's COVID-19. COVID-19. No. Social distancing. It's okay.
I gotta tell you.
Well, unfortunately,
And
Jason, I believe that we have done a terrible disservice because I think we killed the orcish midwife.
Yeah, no, you guys, you left her to
Because
go.
doesn't the stork bring the baby?
No, Jork.
George does.
Or the other one was stork, right?
Stork might be upstairs. We don't know. So you did save a midwife just on the first part of your
We did.
adventure, just so we're on the same page.
We have a midwife.
So he kicks the door, and you see it open, but you hear that it swung open, and somebody got kind of pushed back a little bit, which is impressive because you assume these were stairs upstairs, like stairs going up, and he kicked it with enough force to push a person who may have been like bracing the door for just this moment, and he pushed them back by kicking the door. So he says, "Come and get me!" And then he whips out his swords and starts hacking at what you can only imagine is upstairs. And he expends his turn, whacking away. And I don't want to. If I move him to the place where you guys are going to end up, then you'll see it before I want you to. So he's up the stairs now, and you don't see him. The next up is Kyer. You already went because you gave him
Did
your
I?
stuff, didn't you?
I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
We've
no.
gone full circle.
No. I just he was just not appropriately after.
Oh, not placed right.
Yeah. He just wasn't placed right. So Beatrice, you're up.
Okay, I'm gonna follow behind him, very intrigued at the sounds that I'm hearing, and wants to see what's going on.
Sure. That makes sense.
Just get some pointers.
Let me real quick add a status to one here,
Oh, is it bleeding?
and say that he and you and he. Oh, you taking the long way? You're not gonna make it.
Oh
up.
wait, I don't
through
know
the
which way
window.
you went.
He jumped through the
Oh.
window.
Oh, my bad. Okay,
And I am gonna want a dex check to avoid broken glass if you go through the window.
I'll go through the window.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Do it. Yeah, that's the only way to do things. Through the windows. From now on, we should only go in windows.
Oh, it's better than those pesky doors. That's for sure.
It'd be
Yeah.
That's right.
Tough.
That's how you go in a window.
So
Looks
yeah,
like
you
you're fine.
you pop through with no problems. And you can go in through the window if that. I don't know if you can move through it freely or not, but I saw that, Clovis. You watch it, inching up the stairs, counting your steps. You got a pedometer there, just trying to get your steps in.
I gotta get my steps.
Gotta get my
It's been a
10K.
It's been a bad day. Really, it's
All
been
right.
a really bad day.
So that's 2 steps. You've got 4 more to go. I'll say you can even get upstairs. You can get to the first step of the stairs. So you want me to take you up
Okay.
there?
Yeah.
All right. You are just above here, and you put you at the wrong space.
Oh, there's bad stuff.
Oh, there's a lot of stuff up there.
Yep.
Oh.
Good luck.
That's here, and you're here, and you see
What'd you see?
Big Al
Uh.
standing over a felled orc with the standard K sliced into his body, and he's laying there dead on the ground.
Did he get the full K in this time?
He got the full K in this
Okay.
time.
In front of all the other orcs.
So all the other orcs are like, which is the sound that an orc makes when they're surprised, because they thought for sure the orc that was bracing the stairs, the door, that wasn't going to be able to just be pushed over. But sure enough, Big Al. So they all turn and see Big Al there looking at him. And next in the order is our favorite, the orcs. Yay, orcs!
Yay, orcs! Go orcs!
Orcs. All right, so let's get some attacks in here from Jorks. Two. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 7.
There's 7 living orcs that we can see.
He is extremely thankful for the splint armor. As he takes, let's see, this javelin does 6. He takes 18 damage as 3 javelins, in varying degrees of piercing him or sticking right into some flesh that's exposed. So let me mark that off his sheet here.
Yikes.
Uh-oh.
This is gonna be fun.
Suicide.
All right. So,
Remember we were talking about burning down the place?
so
If he dies, we're burning it down.
all right. So Big Al, he takes the full brunt of everyone that's up here, all of their attacks, and it is now Clovis's turn.
So I am going up these stairs, and I am going to walk as menacingly as I can, up to the top landing. So using my movement to see what I come up. I mean, like I'm also freaked out, but I'm trying to
Sure.
walk menacingly up.
Yeah. So give me an intimidation check.
I will give you an intimidation check. I'm gonna give you an intimidation check like you've never seen.
Yes. Let's see what the dice say though. Hell yeah, that's intimidating. I'm glad that's the case, because it would have been really anticlimactic if you're like, "Rrr," and then it was like 2, and you're like,
Hello.
Guys.
So you intimidate yourself right up the stairs, and you walk very intimidatingly.
Where am I?
You're look up, scroll up a tiny bit.
Oh, I see myself.
Yes, this is how
How
we
many-
all see ourselves.
This is. Oh, is that what I look like? And so how many movement? What did I use to get up here?
Let's say you used just 10. You've
Okay.
got another 15.
So, okay, come around the corner here,
Sure, that's 5.
and I see this guy.
Well, that's Big Al right in front of you.
Oh, that's Big Al.
Yes.
He jumped the whole way up.
No,
There's
he
another set of
ran. There's
stairs.
stairs over there.
There's 2 sets.
Oh. Okay.
but you get the feeling that he could have jumped all the way up with
All right.
no
The Hulk.
problems.
He's the Hulk. He's
You
just
wouldn't
like,
like him when he's angry.
I know. I don't think I like him when he's angry. I'm already a little nervous.
You have a distinct
that-
feeling that you would like him when he's not angry, though, because he seems like a cool guy that you could go get a drink with.
That's gonna
Like,
change
Butterskull.
my.
Have a nice
really-
butterskull with
Yeah, like split a butterskull.
That's gonna change. Okay, so I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna continue. So is he? Did I intimidate him?
Good luck with a 21.
What?
Are you kidding me? He didn't even notice you. No, he's his bloodlust is definitely in the direction of the orcs that are all attacking.
Okay, so I am going to use my movement. I'm gonna use my other movement to let me see what that does. Okay, a creature
Oh,
you
you
touch.
know what? Sorry, they also moved towards him after
I thought they
throwing.
just chucked javelins.
Yeah, so they chucked a bunch of javelins and then they all ran and said, "Yeah, like, come on, man." So they're all up in his face now.
Okay.
so
So,
you still look like an orc? by the
yeah.
way? Okay.
Yeah.
So I walk over. I'm gonna stomp over still with my intimidation and go and just say like, "You know we need him alive," in my orc voice using a cantrip of minor illusion to make my voice sound like Jork's. And holy crap! Oh my god!
I guess give me a bluff check.
A bluff check.
Yeah, you don't know that that's true.
What's a bluff check?
Give me a
Maybe
performance, deception,
Deception or performance? I'll
yes,
roll whatever you want.
whatever
Which
you
one?
want, either or, it's fine. Whichever you have the higher proficiency in. Probably performance.
I gave it to you.
But which one you were doing performance? Oh, 12.
Yeah.
All the remaining orcs that could hear you kind of like,
What is Jork talking about? We don't need anybody alive. This is just a raid. We just say screw it and we kill stuff when we take things. I don't. What has he been hitting that herb down there that we found? I don't. What is he talking about? Jork, we told you to not touch that stuff. Humans, they smoke some weird stuff.
Then that's why we need him alive, because that weird stuff is awesome. How dare you talk to me like that? And I'm like, I'm instigating.
okay. The one of you give me a perception check.
Okay, I'll give you a perception check. I forget what that is for a second.
You are caught off guard when you hear somebody behind you pop out and say,
What? Did I hear somebody cracked into that human stuff downstairs? What the hell, Jork? We told you not to do that. It has a negative effect on orcs. Oh, you're ridiculous.
and he moves towards you from the room that on the south part where the doors that you passed by, and he gets real close to you, and he puts his hand on your shoulder and he's like,
Jork, you're gonna need to like calm down because it's about to get worse before it gets better.
and in doing that, he touches your shoulder and gets very close to you and sees, but he doesn't actually, he's not fooled. I mean, he's fooled by the disguise that you're currently running still, because he rolled very poorly. And you can see in his eyes concern for you, like,
Oh, Jork, no, the human stuff is bad. You don't cross that. Don't do it next time.
so he's very concerned for you, and he's like patting your back and like rubbing it in concentric circles with both hands. Like,
It's gonna be okay, man.
Workplace harassment.
Tripping.
Corbin, it's your turn. That was all you had, right, Clovis?
Yeah, I used
Yeah.
an action to.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
All right, I am inspired by watching him just charge in, seeing him run away. So I want to try to get to him as quickly as I can to help.
Okay. And I'll say that you can do the same kind of distance that Beatrice had, because you all came up from the same space. I just didn't put you on the same tile. So there.
Okay.
You're up there.
All kind of crammed together on the stairs.
You're all crammed on the stairs, so be careful.
All right. Do I have any movement left, or am I? This is it.
This was the maximum amount of distance that you could go.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna pull out the old hand axe and hit the closest orc.
You could throw one, but you are more
Longbow it.
you are more distance than you can to handle.
Longbow time.
Okay. So you can shoot a longbow at any of these. 2, 3. Yeah, you can hit all of them besides this one and this one with a longbow. They're obscured by your.
Do I happen to see anyone who's already taken some damage or?
Yeah, the
anything?
one in front of you that's dead, lying on the ground. He's been taken
Is
care
there
of.
is
No.
there anybody that
Other
can
than
take
that,
damage?
No.
Okay. All
You
right.
can
So
hit
I'm gonna
this
start
one.
working on. I'm gonna work on the guy to the south of Big Al there.
Okay.
I'm gonna go for him.
Sure. Sounds good. That does not hit.
Rats. All right.
Oh, there are more of them. I didn't even see that one. Oh, I thought you said there were only 2 outside.
One of them says to another. Spangle, up.
Okay. Spangle Lexi is going to follow everybody up the stairs as quick as she can.
Sure.
Saying, oh my, oh my, oh my, oh my.
All right, you're upstairs with everybody on the same spot. It's getting crowded. You guys are like doing that thing when the elevator is too packed, and you're like all kind of like squeezing in. Everybody's like holding their breath a little bit so they can be smaller and like. So. You can breathe also, so you can still do an action as well.
Can I?
Yeah. There are a bunch of
I
orcs
am
there.
going to I'm going to go ahead and cast a spiritual weapon.
Spiritual weapon. Yes. Okay. Cool.
Spiritual weapon. Oh, okay. So I guess that's meant to cast it there, but so I guess that's my attack there. I'm assuming spiritual weapon +4. Okay. So I can just keep clicking the spell to.
Yeah,
for
so
the attack
16
there.
hits. So you can go ahead and hit the link below that says spiritual weapon +4. You can click that, and that'll roll your damage for it. And then you tell me
look
which
at
one.
that.
And now I don't know what Clovis did.
I just want to see. I wanted to define it. What was it?
All right, so you did 5 force damage on. I don't know which one you were doing. Did you have?
So there was the one that already had a nice hand axe from Corbin.
Okay.
Longbow.
No, longbow miss.
Yeah, the longbow missed. There was no damage. on it.
Oh, my bad. Okay.
So-
Well,
But
are there
but
any
that
that
same
have
one,
been
right?
damaged from
No.
Big Al?
Big Al just like one shots him.
Yeah, Big Al killed one.
Marked 1.
Okay.
He
All right.
K'd him. Because he has
All
the
right.
K on it. It's not. I don't have to explain that. So that what you got going, and then you keep a spiritual weapon on the field, right?
Yes, it's on the field. So I guess whoever I guess closer to Big Al, I'll do that one. I guess there's probably this guy.
Okay. Let's put I need to figure out how to like just draw a quick token that can stay on the map, but we'll just assume it's there. So let's go. Let me draw shape and say that it's right here. There's your spiritual weapon. It's a square. That dude's a total L7. All right, Big Al just doggy. That's my catchphrase. And then he looks at the one that you have a spiritual weapon on. He says, "My, that's fancy dancing right there." And then he goes ahead and he turns to the one directly to his left, and he hits with the first one. He hits with the second one. and he hits with the third one.
Another dead orc.
And he does indeed do another straight up just murder. So he does 7, 14. He does 20 points of damage to this dead one that I'll put an X on. Oh, not drawing. I'm gonna take it off the draw and do select.
X of squares.
Select. No. Put a stupid thing on him. So we got this, and he is X'd out. 2 dead orcs walk into a house. He says, "There's more where that came from, boys." Kair, it's up to you. I know that he is somehow out of the order, so I'm gonna move him now because Kair, you should have gone.
Yeah, I was waiting to go. I
But
figured that would
thanks,
be next
Anthony.
anyways.
I appreciate it. I'll just skip him when it's his turn. Are you going upstairs as well,
Yeah, of course.
or you just want to hang out down there?
No, I'll go upstairs.
All right, you're in the same spot too. Upon your arrival, a orc shaman shows up and casts lightning bolt on this one spot. You all are dead.
Oh,
No, I'm just kidding. There's no lightning bolt. It's just messed up and silly. All right,
dang it, Thrall.
Kyra, it's up to you.
Dang it.
So I want to use. I've got a spell called Shatter. It's got a 10-foot radius range. I'm trying to. I don't know how to make a radius show up on this though. Because I can click and it'll ping, but I don't really.
Which 3 do you want to hit,
Really.
or which ones do you want to
Well,
hit?
it's a 10-foot radius. So if I picked like right, all right.
If you
how
just
I drew.
if you draw, I mean, if you hold your pointer down, your left click on the map, it'll ping the spot.
So I guess there.
So
but
if you
it's
do
10
that-
feet, so it'd be 1, 2. It would hit up to actually that point. If it's a 10-foot
Right.
radius.
So that would also hit Big Al.
So I don't want to hit Big Al. If I went right here, it would be the orc on the right. It'll be
It would be all but this one.
1, 2. Yeah, that sounds fine.
Are we
So I'll
cool with
use,
that?
Shatter. Yeah.
We'll do it at this point because I think this point actually does all those, and I think the first point that you did missed one. So, is it a saving throw that I have to do, or is it an attack roll that you do?
The thingy. I think it calls for a saving roll. Hold on a second.
What kind?
I'll just.
It's shatter.
Yeah. DC 13 Constitution.
Constitution. That is kind of their strong suit. So, I'm
But
gonna
it
go.
still does half damage on hits.
Sure. Yee. All right. So I'm gonna go in order from the topmost one, and we're gonna read left to right. So it's this one, and then this one, and then this one, and then so on and so forth. So the first one with a +3 to their Constitution, he saves. So that's gonna be a half damage. Second one does not save. The third one saves. Fourth one does not save, and the fifth one critically does not save. So that's a half full.
It looks like it automatically rolled damage, so
13. A booming shattered sound, louder than you would ever expect, emanates from a point somewhere in this room, right around here. And it's loud to you guys too, even though you're not caught in its blast. And it is that you see these orcs, kind of like clutch directly to their ears. And they're really caught off guard, and you just like you really stun them all. And let me mark off 13 points of damage of each one, and make sure that is correct on all of them. Oh wait, the half damage ones take 7, right? Because it's rounded up. So that's 8. Sorry for the bookkeeping here, guys.
This is outrageous.
I know. And there. All right, cool. They're all caught up. And that was your move and your action, right? You don't have any
Yes,
bonus
that's it.
action you want to do? Don't you?
I don't think so.
Don't you have a Eldritch Splash you could do?
Can I use an action? Can I use a cantrip after I use an action?
Yep.
If so,
As
then
long as they
sure.
as long as their cast time is only 1 action, you can use a cantrip after you cast another spell, as long as the cast time for the other spell was also 1 action.
Okay,
So
yeah,
nothing.
Sure. I will Eldritch Blast one of the ones that took I'll Eldritch Blast one of the ones that took full damage.
One of the
I
ones that
guess
took full.
That one.
Okay.
I think he took full.
Sure.
Yeah. So.
13.
Yeah.
He. He does not take damage.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Doesn't hit him.
Does not hit unless you want to use your advantage.
Nah. I'll save that for something
Okay.
else.
So upon the booming loudness, now that you've made the decision not to use your the thing, you hear more sound and movement coming from the back room, or the rooms that were passed, and more orcs emerge from the various rooms.
What was that sound? I was trying to get a rest up here.
So there seems like there were some orcs that were in some rooms trying to sleep, or at least one of them was.
Good job, Kair.
Next one up is
They got hurt.
Beatrice.
I'm fine.
Yeah, I think you did all right. Beatrice, you gonna move?
Yeah, I'm gonna get out of this little cramped corner near.
Are you just are you like jumping, like trying to like?
I'm
vault
trying to get
yourself
a
up?
good shot.
Okay, so
Yeah.
So I'll say you can make that movement, but this is, you're coming upstairs, and there's like an opening, and there's a railing above it that you had to like jump up and pull yourself up and do like a cool Legolas type flip over. Like it's very hardcore parkour. So give me an acrobatics check to see how awesomely you did that, which I'm sure is awesomely awesome. You awesomely awesome the heck out of that. So you flip up, like you make eyes with one of the orcs, and you're like, just so you know what's coming. And then you reach up, like you do like a 360 as you're jumping up. You grab it with one arm, and then you do like a one-hand pull up while keeping perfect vision with the orc that you're about to shoot. And then you slowly push yourself up. And then when he thinks, oh, she's just gonna roll over this railing, no big deal, you go into like the straight up, like you take your arm and you push yourself up past it, and you're like standing like an Olympics pommel horse person, and then you just kind of slowly move your leg over the railing and then lower yourself back down, and never breaking his eyes with the one you're about to shoot. So go ahead and shoot him.
Right.
This better be a good shot.
I'm gonna go for this guy that Kair tried to hit and failed miserably. I'm just saying.
Okay.
I hit a lot of them. Okay.
Use your inspiration.
I'm
Use your inspiration.
I'm gonna use my inspiration. Cause that I can't go out like that one.
Go.
That's a.
I quit.
Yeah, you failed.
Run away.
Shot
You
yourself.
failed.
Okay. So what I'm gonna say is your awesome movement up here, even though the shot is way off, like you pull back, you're so confident after that amazing tumble up the stair, up the railing. You pull back your shot, not even looking, and then like you let it go, and in that moment the orc like flinches. He looks away because he knows what's coming. He knows what's about to happen, and he looks away from you, fully expecting to take it straight in the face. And he like braces, and you see him like cowering, ready to take the shot. And then he hears the telltale sound of the arrow, blasting out the window that the trajectory had. So it missed him and went straight through this far window. And he looks back at you like,
Oh, why did you spare me to torment me?
And he's shaking still because he knows that you could have ended him, because he's not feeling in a good place anyway. So it is the orc's turn, and now they have lots of options. So the first few will the ones that are stopped by Clovis. Actually, Clovis, I want you to give me 2 performance checks. 2.
Fuck.
Okay.
You say performance checks?
Yeah, I want performance checks.
Okay. Can I use like cutting words to like make them have disadvantage?
Oh no, these you're sorry. Let me tell you what's happening. You have multiple orcs that are gonna try to charge into this fight, and they all believe you to be Jork, their friend, the orc, who is tripping balls. So they are gonna come up to you, and they're like,
Jork, move out of the way. What are you doing? We need to get into the battle.
and if you can convince them that you are just tripping and that's why you can't quite move, then they are not going to murder you.
Okay. So, so you know that stuff downstairs. Okay. So I did get into that stuff, but look, there's like things going on. There's like explosions happening over there. We should run down the stairs right now. There's stuff in the basement.
No, Jork, you're tripping balls. What are you doing? Roll the performance.
I'm telling
oh my
you
God!
Right now.
Are there explosions for real though?
So you definitely tricked the first two.
Now, listen to me. We can escape with our lives. I say,
Two, right?
listen. I will. I'm gonna roll, but I just want to tell you what we're gonna do first.
Please.
We're gonna go downstairs, and we are gonna get everything that we can, and we're gonna leave. We're gonna take that cow. We're gonna take all the stuff. There might be some more armor downstairs.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. I mean, that one guy seems really strong now that he's kicking ass. So,
Right.
yeah, we
we
probably
like two guys.
should. Oh man.
So the four orcs with a they're not instantly running away, but they do certainly believe that you are Jork and that you are not purposefully blocking their way from joining the fight, and they are considering the idea that running away might not be the worst idea. Grab the loot they have and go. They're at least considering it. Oh wait, sorry, there are still more orcs to act. So the ones that were not privy to your performance and are in direct combat with the people here decide to take out what they can on those that they can see. So Beatrice, you the orc that feels that you spared his life, I'll roll it with disadvantage. He charges over towards you, and he seems timid about what he tries to do, because he thinks that you've just got something up your sleeve, like you're just toying with him, and he like very timidly has his, I think, long axe or a long sword. Let me see what they're using. I don't want to mess that up. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Great axe. And he timidly pulls out the great axe, and he doesn't quite give the full range of motion of a swipe. He's just kind of like, and he misses. He doesn't quite connect with you with his great axe. And then he goes to cover his head, thinking that you're just gonna like slap him back. The next one can look down these stairs. And was it 3 people on the stairs right now? Can I get each of you to roll a 20? Of the 3 that are on the stairs? Yeah, Spangle, Corbin, and Kair. Just a straight 20 roll. Okay. Okay.
Roll 1d20.
So they see Spangle and they
wait. I want to use my before you tell me what happened here. Now I want to use my advantage.
Okay, that's probably a good call, because you have to keep concentration on your spiritual weapon, right?
All of this.
Yeah. Okay.
All of this, and if you just give me a straight roll, no, I don't like it already.
Go ahead. Go ahead and roll it.
Target, I bet.
I want to see another 1, or like.
It wasn't a 1. Just a straight 5.
It's just nice and low at a 5.
It's nice and low.
Just roll the die. Okay, all right. So they see Corbin, who looks like he's taken his fair share of hits today, and they say,
Yeah, the dwarf. That's the one I want. Give me the dwarf.
and they attack you for 9 damage with their great, 9 damage with their great axe as they slash down on you from above, from an advantageous, vantage point. So that was this one that slashed down on you, Corbin, for 9 points of damage. Thank you. And then the remaining ones don't necessarily see the people on the stairs, and they're gonna go ahead and they're gonna attack at Big Al. First one is a hit for 9. And then a miss.
Don't die.
2. And then a miss. And then a miss. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I've got one more. And that is all. Excuse me. Also a miss on 17. So he takes 9 damage. Where's my pencil? Oh, it's right here. Okay. So up next is Corbin.
Wait, I don't get to go.
Oh, sorry. Yes, Clovis, you get to go. Sorry about that. I was on you, and I thought that I'd. My bye. All right, Clovis.
Don't skip me. So I'm still trying to convince these guys. We gotta get the hell out of here. Let's get moving, people. Like, go now. Move. Get out of my way.
All right. So are you trying to push past all of them and make physical contact with each of them?
No, I'm trying to be like move them, and I'm saying they've got a wizard, and I'm going to cast Dissident Whispers on this one, right there. They've got a wizard. They're throwing spells everywhere. So I'm gonna
They can
cast.
see it do it.
Shut
They
up,
can't
Anthony.
see. They can't see. Dissident Whispers is it's a whisper.
Oh, I thought it had that. It was a burn spell.
I'm pretty sure
What?
there's a semantic and a. We'll see. When
No, it says. It says one creature within choice. Only the creature your choice within range can hear. It's instantaneous.
Yeah. They're the only person that can hear it. But in the components, does it say VS or M in there?
It just says V.
So that's verbal. So that means that you speak, and even though he's the only one that hears, the others will see you mouthing something. Like he's the one that is the recipient of the damage. But whenever there's one of those V, S, or M components, that means that people will see or hear or experience that you are doing something. That's why the Battlecaster feat is so game breaking. Or casting, whatever it's called. Shut up, Anthony.
The one I picked.
Yeah.
They'll
So-
hear me yell something. They hear me say something.
I will give them each an intelligence check, which is not their strong point, but just for future reference, generally speaking,
Okay.
anybody with an intelligence 10 or above, I'm going to say really notices when somebody is casting a spell, unless it is very clearly disguised from a corner off in a dark, shadowy area. So, but I'll give you the benefit of the doubt and do intelligence rolls on all of them because they're kind of dumb.
Okay.
So, but that's what you're doing?
Yep.
All right.
Ooh,
Is that a 1?
It's 1d6.
Oh, that's-
It's gonna be 13 altogether, but it's an extra.
Oh, okay. So that's you just rolled the 1 and then
Yeah, it's my other one, so it's gonna be 14 total damage.
oh,
Okay.
wow, that's cool.
13 damage.
No, it's 13 plus the psychic because I rolled it. This is adding my.
Oh, okay. The psychic is
other
okay.
D6.
Gotcha. All right. So it's a wisdom save for him. He is going to take the full damage.
And he has to move away from me.
Okay, sure. So he's going to take 14 damage, and he's going to move. He's going to attempt to move away from you. So he is looking rough. You see, it looks as though like the pressure in his mind from whatever dissonant whisper from the astral plane that you burrowed into his skull is trying to seep its way out. And in his head, just you can see the pressure building as he just like he's in total fear trying to run away from you. He's getting pushback from his fellow orcs, like,
Whoa, what's going on, Stork? What are you doing? Why are you running?
and he can't respond.
That's the midwife.
So the 1, 2, 3. So the last one, he's able to push his way through these, and he gets all the way to this final one before he's stopped. And he's stopped by his comrade, who is like,
Stork, snap out of it, man. It's not so scary. Jork was just telling us that we should maybe run. You don't have to. What's wrong with your face?
And he's just like, is what's going on. Yeah. So Corbin. Oh, and you have movement if you want, Clovis.
So I'm gonna try to. I'm moving to this place. I'm going. Get out of the way! Like, let's go! I'm trying to like convince them.
Sure. So give me I don't know. You don't want to make physical contact with them, because if they're touching you and they're close enough to like be up in your grill, they could see through your
They have to do like a wisdom check or something.
So if you're gonna push past each of them, they're each gonna get a wisdom saving throw.
No, I know. I'm moving up to the closest one. I'm not moving.
Okay.
I'm just moving. I'm saying like I'm trying to like.
Push them forward.
Cool.
Yeah.
Sounds good. So that's where you guys are. Corbin, your go. Oh, you are muted. I cannot hear you.
I'm going to shoot my longbow at the one that's near Beatrice.
Okie dokie. Nope. Sorry. Negativo.
Okay.
Bummer.
Spangle. Are you gonna move? Corbin, would you like to move?
I'm gonna do. Can I try to do a fancy backflip so I'm standing to the right of Beatrice from my perspective? Okay.
Fancy acrobatics backflippy.
It's almost required at this point.
Don't fail at it though.
Well, we'll see.
Backflip and fall onto me.
What would you like me to roll?
An acrobatics check.
Negatory.
It's not as graceful. You like kind of give the eyes to the one that's south of Big Al, like, I'm coming for you next, and then you keep your eyes locked and you do like a jump straight up, thinking you're gonna grab onto the railing, and instead you bonk your head like on the ceiling, like you didn't move far enough forward, so it doesn't look as good. You don't do any damage to yourself and you don't fall prone, but it's not slick. Spangle.
Yeah. So Spangle Luxie is going to look around.
You get to swing with your spiritual weapon too.
Well, I'm going to, yeah, that's one of the things I can do. The first thing Spangle Luxie is always going to look to do, though, well, actually, so did Corbin move out onto the plateau there?
No, he wasn't quite able to make it.
Oh, he wasn't quite able to make it. Okay, I'm sorry. I just thought that was flavor and not unusual. Okay, it doesn't matter. So I'm going to say, oh my goodness, oh my goddess, these people need some help. And I channel divinity. Spangle Luxie is going to split. She gets 15 healing points that she can split, and I am going to divvy it up equally. Whoever is looking, I guess, probably give 7 to Corbin and, or I guess 8 to Corbin and 6 to Big Al.
Okay.
And then I'm going to bring my spiritual weapon to bear on this guy here, since he was kind of banging on us, and I'm gonna donk him on the head. See how you like it, you big meaty head.
Bonk away.
Oh,
that's exactly
roll for that.
Yeah.
Thanks.
These meaty heads.
Now is this bonk with the spiritual weapon?
Yeah. Let's see if it
I
gives
think
me-
you
it's gonna
can
let me-
just scroll back up to it and hit the plus damage on it. Yeah, there you go. Good job. All right, so that was on the one that's directly north of where the spiritual weapon is?
This one.
Oh, okay. All right, so you move your spiritual weapon over here, and you go bonk on him, and he takes... you bonk him to death, with your spiritual weapon.
Very cool. Don't I need to roll for the attack?
Oh,
I mean, I'm very happy to just
I
like
thought
be
you
dishing out,
already
like,
did. That's my bad. Yeah, no, you
No,
go
that
ahead
was
and
it.
roll the.
I clicked and it tells me the damage, but not the.
Okay, yeah. So go ahead and roll the to see if you hit also. I thought the 16 that you roll from it was just what it is always.
I mean, I'm happy to
No, that's probably you're probably doing it right. It needs to attack each time.
Shouldn't
You're
have
right.
said anything.
All right, so what I got? Scroll through all my stuff.
Because that would be no good if your opening roll was bad. Yeah, you hit big time. So you bonk it to death and it goes, oh, what the hell, man? And then it falls over. And we've got. You want to do any movement? You want to do a cool flippy dip up the stairs?
Flippy dip.
Yes,
All
I
right.
will do an elegant flippy dip
Oh.
up the stairs.
You don't get to call it elegant yet.
Yeah, we'll see if it's elegant or not.
I'll,
Attempted.
I'm crossing my fingers.
An acrobatics.
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 Because y'all are some acro badasses. Nope.
So far, only I am.
You guys are acro bad at that.
Ooh. Wow.
All right, Kair, what would you like to do?
I have one more slot for my pack magic, so I'm going to actually try to hit them with another shatter.
Oh.
I think I'm going to go right there.
Okay,
which
so you're
should hit
trying-
the 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know if you'd say it would also hit Al though.
From right there, no, we're good.
Okay, then I will use. Then I'll be out of pack magic.
Okay.
But I will do that once more.
Watch you completely whiff it.
No, you can't whiff.
Okay, good.
You can at least half.
Yeah. So
Ooh,
this
that's
one's
gonna
a
do
21,
some serious damage.
even at half damage.
And it's 13 for Constitution.
Yeah.
That's a miss. That's a miss.
11.
That's a save. And that's a save. 13. So you've got full damage on 21 even at half kills all four of them.
Okay, cool.
They explode into shattered like the noise is it's like you turned it up to 11. And this time it rocks their world and it's just like rock out. And it's a shattering guitar riff that they hear in their minds. But in reality, it's just a super loud booming voice or noise, and they all go XXXX, not like in a weird gross way. They just
Do their heads explode like the Martians in Mars Attacks?
yeah.
Oh, I hope so.
In fact, they're like, and then their heads just go, and they pop. So they're all your Martian head popping noises for the orcs. You've got one that's left in all the ones in the hallway.
Blast at that other one.
Yeah. Okay, go for it.
Boop.
Yes, that one hits. Let me get that damage.
Damn.
Damage. That's right. All right, so that's a big
Kair's killing it.
crushing it. Burning them slants. So they are
That one was
all the
mine,
ones in
though.
this room are indeed dead. And we come up
People in the hallway, we should be seeing this.
where we they see it and they're not loving it.
Now.
So Big Al, ooh, doggy, it's my turn now, and he charges ahead down the hall and his long sword and short sword in hand, and he has blood in his eyes as he charges right towards you, Clovis. Are you going to indicate to him at all in any way, shape, or form that you
Yeah,
are
it's gonna be like
George?
this.
We did warn Big Al earlier about
Okay,
George.
so
He knows the name tag. He knows the name.
okay, so
I was like, look at the swan. Look at the swan.
Big Al says, "Y'all ready for this? Hee-haw! 3, 2, 1, duck!" And then Clovis says, "Duck, where?" No, he charges towards you, and I assume that you duck as he is.
Well, I'm already. I mean, he could swing. I mean, I'm already half his size, so if he's even cuts through me,
he's still. Well, he wants to make his K, so he's gonna have to go low on him. So he wants you to duck. He's assuming you do.
I duck.
So he goes 1, 2. Big Al is a beast. So Big Al wrecks this one right here for 20 damage with 2 deftly swipes of his longsword and 1 of his short sword, and puts a big old X on this one. And as the other 3 look, and they're like, "Jork, why did you? That is so like not orcly to dodge like that. What are you doing?"
I'm scared.
And one of them is able to recognize that this one here in the middle says, I don't think that's Jork at all. I bet he didn't even have any of that human drugs. He's probably lying to us. This is another orc, not Jork. He's tricked us. This tricksy hobbits is
Wait a minute.
and
halfling.
And he uses the rest of his movement to move towards the other, and he's standing over the freshly K'd orc body. Now we come to Beatrice with a room full of dead orcs. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna switch over from Twitch so I don't try to move me there, and I'm gonna it's not gonna end well if I try to do it that way again. I'm gonna try to follow Big Al down the hallway, and I'm going to attempt to. All right, am I able to try to like aim my arrow, but like not around them, but like in the.
Are you gonna try to bullet time him and go like zoop?
I want to try to aim my arrow like over their shoulder and then hit the next one back.
Wait.
So I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
I just want to scare you.
I'm sure if you yelled duck, that they would be able to get out the way. I don't know that what you want to do is a good idea with 2 people standing in between you and the people you're trying to hit.
Okay, fine. I'll just yell duck then. Ruin my fun.
I'm so sorry. You can do it. I'm not going to tell you can't. I'm going to say if you happen to roll a 1, it's not going to be pretty.
Just take Lucas right in the eye or something.
That's up to you. And I think it's a reason. I mean, it's only a 5% chance that you roll a 1. What are the chances? What are the odds? 5%.
Hey, 2 20s.
I'll just tell them to duck. I'll just tell them to duck.
All right.
That's fair.
All right, so you scream duck, and at least one these far 2 orcs, they go, "Where?" and they look behind them, and they look out the window like, "That's not a duck." But you miss with your 11, unless you're gonna use your advantage that you still have.
I know I used it, didn't I? Yeah.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Because I was.
Then
really
I marked it off. Yeah, obviously.
I was gonna say I was trying to save that really bad shot last time.
Oh, and Spangle, you used yours too, didn't you? For that roll.
Yeah,
I did. Yes.
You done did.
Mine, yeah, so I shouldn't be there.
All right, so that's off. So Kyra's the only one that has advantage now. All right. So next up is Orc.
Stork, my friend, I'm so sorry. We will avenge you.
And of the 3 orcs, let's see how many of them roll their javelin. 2 are going to throw javelins at Clovis, and 1 is going to attack Big Al.
Well, the one of them that has the dissonant whispers.
Oh yeah, he can't attack. He just needs to run away.
He has to continue running away.
Okay, so then only one of them is going to. So he is going to run. I'll use his movement now to run. He ran down the stairs. Actually, I guess he runs straight away from you, right?
Yeah, he would. I mean, he runs the most. He runs not into danger. He would run wherever he feels.
Okay, so he wouldn't jump out the window.
It's.
Fall down.
I mean, it says he like they. Okay. How do I put it on so you can read it?
He doesn't run. He runs down the stairs. It's the right thing to do. I get it. They won't like walk off of a ledge specifically,
yes, exactly.
unless it's the only thing. And even then, I think that they stop, right?
Yeah.
So the other one, he does hit you with a javelin. He throws it right over Big Al's shoulder, and takes 6 damage for you. And the one that's right up in Big Al's face swings in, and he swings with his great axe, hitting him for 9 damage.
Cool.
And we are to Clovis.
Okay. I go, well, I guess the gig's up, and I'm gonna just roll the normal Dissident Whispers on. No, I'm gonna cure. I'm going to cure Big Al.
Okay.
Probably a little hurt.
The killing machine, I think, is his name.
Yeah, I have to touch him though.
You're right next to him.
Okay, good. Well, then that's perfect.
All right, so 5 points.
And I'm going to use my. I'm going to cast Dancing Lights as a. No, I can't do that. I'm going to give. Oh shoot, that's right. I got it. How do I use? Okay, so I'll ask later. I'm gonna give.
Can you give him your potion?
No, I'm not gonna give him my potion. I'm gonna set up cutting words on like this guy.
If you used the cure wounds, that's your action for the turn. There's no unless you have something that you can do with a bonus action as a.
It's cutting words as a bonus action.
Okay, cool.
Oh, nice.
And so, but it's really for ability checks. Like I can use it as a reaction.
Okay.
But so that I.
So you wouldn't like be preparing that's just something that you would jump in and say
like if they attack me or Big Al, I want to say something.
Yeah.
That's like
Yeah. And in that moment, you would be able to jump in there. So that's
okay. Okay, great. Okay, sweet. Then that's what I'll do.
All right, Corbin.
All right, I'm going to see what's going on. I'm going to start walking down this hall thing here. Can I get in front of Beatrice?
Yeah, you can. Your friendly people that allow you to pass through them will have no problems passing through a slot. You can even occupy the same space as somebody. You just can't end your turn in the same space. Like if you wanted to move into the same space that Big Al is in and hit them with a melee weapon, as long as you have movement to move past that afterwards, you can do that. Because he would allow you into that space.
How risky is it to shoot from this position?
Risky because you'll be at disadvantage. You're too close.
Okay, then I'm going to go in and use my hand axe. That's fine. I'll be here then in hand axe.
Okay. That's a big whiff. A whiff. Sorry.
All good.
And then you'll want to move out of that position because you can't end the turn in that same spot. Yeah.
Okay, done.
Okay. The orc takes a swing at you and misses as his opportunity attack when you leave the space that was adjacent to him. And it is Spangle's turn. So that's the setback of like the stick and move is that if you're going in and out of range of someone, that triggers what's called an opportunity attack. So like if you leave somebody's melee range, they get to take a swing at you, but he missed.
Same for us.
But they only get to do it once per turn. Once per round is how many times you have a reaction.
Right. So I pop up to the top of the stairs, look down the hallway. How rough is Murder Machine Big Al looking?
He's looking all right. Like he's better off than when you guys first met him. Still.
All right. Now I believe my spiritual weapon can only move 20 feet per thing. So
Can it jump
5,
out a
10,
window?
15.
Because you've got somebody running away down the stairs. Or do you have to be able to see it? I guess you probably need to keep vision on it.
That
right?
is a good question.
I think it needs to be within. I think based on what happened last week at your house, I think that you have to keep vision of it.
Well, it didn't. I think it said it had to be within 30 feet, but I would imagine I would have to, be able to see it to direct it around. Yeah, Spangle Luxie isn't that chase down the.
You can move it up
sure.
to 20 feet. You can move it up to 20 feet.
Yeah. Okay. Well, as that's the case. Yeah. So Spangle Luxie is she's just going to move it 20 feet. So it's going to be 10, 15, 20. It'll be hanging out above. It's probably Corbin there, isn't it?
Yeah, we'll move it there. That's fine.
Yeah. Right. And I shot down the hallway. You guys better give it up because you're going to be in big trouble. That's my intimidation.
That's really good. I guess give me an intimidation check because
Right.
I want to see if they'll be in big trouble or not.
Oh yeah.
They hear you. They're not particularly. They didn't feel like it was that. Like they feel like what they've witnessed here today has been more of a threat for their dollar. So, but they're like, hey,
Nice information that could have been useful earlier. I don't know that we would have believed you then either.
Kair, it's your turn.
Can I move on top of one of these? Can I step over one of these dead orcs?
Yeah. Dead orcs are just
then
they're like
I'll
a
just go
rug.
There. I've got Eldritch Blast, but I think it's actually like a thing. So I don't really want to have to shoot it to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teammates.
Sure.
So that would be unwise. I haven't actually sent out my little alley dude.
Oh.
So he's got I could send out my little owl, and have him. He's got 60 feet and flyby.
60 feet?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's the weirdest looking owl I've ever heard of.
I mean, it's intimidating. It certainly would scare people. So
I see what you did there.
Funny jokes.
So is he flying down and hitting one of these?
Yeah, he's gonna, I guess, hit the one closest to Big or the one that was whispered has run away, right?
He's downstairs. Yes.
Okay,
He's really hurt.
What
I'll
color
let you
is your
know.
owl, Anthony?
It's a green owl.
Green. Okay.
Green with white eyes. Cool. But yeah, I'll just send my owl. Yeah, right behind that guy, and I've got this one ability. It is Shocking Grasp. It can only use touch spells, so I will have it use this. I think it's gonna be a miss, unless they're using. Are they wearing metal armor?
They are not.
I think you have to touch it though, don't you?
He can do that
it
with
the owl.
with the owl.
Oh.
But I think it's gonna miss with a 10.
It does miss with. I mean, unless you want to use your advantage before I tell you the outcome of the roll.
What did you roll? The owls dexterity? Like when you use the owls?
No, it uses all of my stats.
Oh,
Using a spell uses the bird's action and reaction and my action. But I can't really do much else from this without killing everyone. So yeah, you know what? Sure, Jay. I will use my advantage. Why not? So it's just a reroll.
Yes.
Okay. Then.
Kair. That is
There you
much
go.
better. Tell me how your owl swoops down and grasps this orc.
Oh, it lands right on top of his head. Just sits there and does what it does. I don't really know how Shocking Grasp works, but I assume it just shocks it.
Okay. That's sounds good. All right, then give me the damage.
Oh.
It's really anticlimactic. I mean, it's kind of cool, but then it really anticlimactic. Oh, anti, because you're ant. So your owl swoops down and goes hoo hoo, and then it grasps onto his shoulders, and it almost, like, if he didn't know better, like on a different day, he might feel like this was like some kind of interesting, weird Western like electro massage that's supposed to cure him, but it clearly hurts. Like, you know, he's digging in, and it's like lightning shocks through his shoulders. But he seems like he's gonna live. He'll be fine for the moment. Until big. Oh, sorry. You have more?
Oh, well, it can. I'm just gonna have it move one more space away because it's got flyby, so it can move without popping opportunity attacks. So just one more space away. Because I think it's only got one. Yeah, just if you don't want to redraw it, that's fine though.
I want to redraw it, but I don't.
Okay.
No,
It's a very beautiful owl.
I mean, it's so pretty.
I thought I could select it as a whole thing. There we go.
There we go.
There's your owl.
Alright.
All right, a big owl comes up and, "Ooh, doggy, time to get me them orcs." And he is going to take. He's going to attempt to maim another one. The first one's a hit. The second one is a crit. So he is actually going to save number 3 attack for the other one. So he doesn't even get through his whole K, and does a total of 27 damage on the very first one.
Cleaves him in half.
Yeah, just cleaved in twain, and then goes on to and throws the body aside, and just kind of puts it into the space that he occupied and says, "Get out of here!" And then goes ahead and takes one more swipe at. Jeez, not a crit, but still pretty darn good. He deals another 6 damage with his short sword to the final orc that's up here. Who
can he join our party?
Shot. Yeah, right. 6.
How did they capture him in the first place?
So
I just want to know how they get him.
The orc is not in a good way, and it is Beatrice's turn.
I am going to just totally give up on my bow, just fling it back on my back, and just like, all right, good old McStabby over here.
All right, McStabby.
It did me pretty good with the mimic over here. Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna rush up to a big owl and then slash at the remaining orc.
All right, do it.
All right.
Give me that roll.
Dagger.
Dagger. Dagger hits.
I like the
Trusty old
dagger.
Dagger. All right, then give me damage.
It'll be like 2.
It does not all the way kill him, but you've plunged the dagger deep into him, and it slices the big old gouge in his belly, and you see entrails kind of like starting to ooze out. They haven't quite completely spilled out onto the floor, but like you see what you think might be like large intestine or the orc version of it, like peeking. All right.
I guess I have to move back to get away from Big
well, yeah,
okay.
you can go to that spot because there's a dead orc in it, but he is going to take a reaction swipe at you. And he does hit you for 9 damage.
Yikes.
And he's kind of like, he has a bloodlust in his eyes. Yeah, I can hold the line. And it is his turn, so he's going to go ahead and swipe at Big Al.
And I'm going to use cutting words to.
All right. He with your cutting words, I'm going to say, depending on how you cut him, because that just reduces whatever his number was, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna pick this up without changing anything. Obviously, this is easy for me to say, but it was a big old 1. So your cutting words are probably gonna determine how he ends his own life here. I want to know what it is you say to him that really gets him
I
thinking.
stand up as tall as I can, and like he's the one that spotted through the illusion, and I'm like, I said, you should have left. I gave you the opportunity, but you had to stay and hold the line. Well, what's that got you now? A fat 0.
So you see him muster all of his courage after you've taunted him and cut him down, and he like takes his great axe and he lifts it high above his head, and in a quick jerking moment tries to get like that little bit of extra leverage by going like, "Ugh!" And then he's stuck. And he falls over with his own axe in his back as he was trying to really come down on Big Al. And he ends his own self.
Oh my God.
Now you do know that there was one orc that has been running.
It's running.
Um,
Well, it can't have gotten far. It's probably still in the house.
So you can choose to do what you wish. Big Al says,
I think there's one more out there somewhere, and I'm gonna find him.
and he goes off running with his movement for the turn, even though it was last turn. But he's
There's
gonna-
only one downstairs now? How many?
Yeah.
Okay.
So far. Might be more.
So he runs down the right to the bottom stair of downstairs, and some of you on your turns should be able to make it about there. He's also, if I remember correctly, pretty low on health. The orc that was running away.
Did he run?
Hit for-
Did he run down these stairs, Jay?
Yes, he ran down those stairs. So Clovis, you already went, right? You have movement to do if you want.
I didn't go.
Oh, you just cutting word, so it's up to it's
Yeah.
your turn.
So I'll follow Big Al down
Okay.
those stairs.
Oh, someone's got courage now when it's one orc who's really hurt. Someone found their courage.
I mostly just want to see what happens.
Big Al's gonna shove him into that sharp doorknob.
Ooh, it's rough.
Oh, that could be rough.
That's brutal.
I'm gonna have to use my dash action though to go down.
Okay,
I don't
Alright.
have enough movement.
so I will move you down to there, and you see Big Al eyeing this orc who looks like he's 1 foot, out of the window, running.
He's out the window.
No, he's got 1 foot, like he's straddling the window, like, oh, I'm gonna leave through this window because I need to run away. Run
Well,
away.
Then I'm gonna use my my cutting words to give him disadvantage
Okay.
on the window. I'm saying,
Break yourself
yeah.
out the window.
yeah, don't slip on the way out.
All right.
Let's see.
All right. So that's another like -4 to whatever he gets.
Yeah, whatever he gets.
Okay. So -4. He seems to be stuck in between the window. Like he's not
my God.
he hasn't fallen. He's not prone, but he was not able to completely get out the window unscathed. Like he's stuck on maybe some glass, like his shirt. So he's slowed up.
Okay.
Corbin.
I'm gonna try to follow him. He went up here, right? Tell me how much movement I have. Down here. Can you floor me?
You probably have 30 movement.
So
Yeah,
you've
everyone
used
except the half.
9 so far, and that would be 45. You can use another 15, but you won't have an action when you get downstairs.
Movement's just my speed, right?
Right. Your speed
Yeah, I
is
have 25.
okay. So you have 5 more to go. So you can move 1 more space when you're downstairs, but you're effectively right here on top of Big Al.
Okay. I'm gonna use my longbow and try to shoot him.
Well, no, to get where you are,
I used all my movement. I can't do anything. Okay.
You used both you used your movement, and your action was also a movement called a dash. So instead of an attack, you chose to move. Now, yeah, okay, that is the case.
Okay.
Do you have any bonus actions? Like anything that can do bonus action?
Don't think so.
Okay.
Not
All
yet.
right. So, Spangle.
Let's see.
I'm going to very loudly announce, okay, I hope all you orcs are gone. I'll check if the coast is clear, and I'm gonna wander down the hallway, like opening doors and checking to make sure there's no stragglers.
So that first door you check is actually locked, and nobody had come out of that one. So that one does not seem to have any. That one is not accessible. The one to the south does open, and you can look inside, and you would see that there's nothing. Let's see, which room is that? B7.
I wouldn't step in. I just kind of stick my head in the door.
Sure, I just moved you in so you could see it. So
okay.
For the use of the game. So
yeah,
you open the door, you see in there, and it looks like it's like a bedroom. There's some like Foot Lockers, not the store, and some like folded clothes. It just seems like this was somebody's room. And then I have to move.
Had the room been tossed? Does it look like?
Yeah, it looks like that people had kind of like rifled through it.
Okay.
And let's see. You can 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll say you can check both of these rooms if you're just opening up the doors and looking in.
Yeah.
This is another very similar. Looks like there's a bed. There are 2 beds and 2 Foot Lockers in it, and both also rifled through. And then same with this one. So you've uncovered those rooms. They each have windows outlooking, the front of the house and the back of the house, respectively. And they look like they've been rifled through, and that they, they're somebody's rooms where they were sleeping at some point.
Yep. Who's at the end of the hallway here?
Me.
Oh.
That is
Okay.
indeed Kair.
Okay.
All good?
Yeah, I'm all good.
All right, Kair.
So I'm assuming Shatter probably blew out these windows, right?
Absolutely. Those windows are
Cool.
foobar.
Can I run and jump out this window?
Hell
It would
yeah.
be 15.
What?
Yes, do
You
it.
are awesome.
Give me
I
that
would've thought that
acrobatics
was
check.
Oh, I'm gonna fall on my butt, but I'm
But-
still doing it.
But
But I'll say something
Second
else, but
story fall. That'd be awesome.
Yeah,
Actually,
no, you acrobatics it. I'm
Yeah.
good with that.
I guess pop me to wherever I go on the bottom floor.
You land here. That is the equivalent.
Cool. Then 1, 2, 3 puts me at 15. Puts me at 30 speed, so I'm right in front of this orc.
Nice.
Debating.
You've always been a master at it.
Just shock him. Shocking grasp him. Just like lay your hand.
I mean, do we want to kill him or do we want to ask him stuff?
Nah, fam, let's just.
I
We
think
just-
it's
you know what,
I'm actually-
Big Al's gonna just slaughter him.
I am going to go for non-fatal damage and shred him with my great club since he's kind of stuck anyways.
Yeah, okay. Go for it.
I think that's a miss.
13 is indeed a miss.
Yeah, but he can't really go by me, so it's fine. That's it for me.
All right, Big Al is out for
Here we
it.
go.
So he,
blow up that orc.
yeah, no,
He's gonna rip his head off.
I don't think he's gonna. Oh, you know what? He probably could rip his head off. No, he's gonna, without taking a step, he is going to take his long sword. He looks at it. He holds it up like Lionel to his eyes. He kisses it, mwah, and he just chucks it, and then it lands directly in the orc's throat and pierces him to the back of the wall. It throws him back 5 feet, and he is stuck right against the wall, directly below the head of a like the skull of like a big steer.
Butterskull?
Yeah, no, not a butterskull. The butterskull falls and just. So he's got one of those like the skulls that you see in all the deserty places. And it's directly above him, and he says, "Oh, I think I might like that ornament right there." Yeehaw! So, he turns around and he says, "Why, my little friend, I quite enjoyed having y'all in my house. I do wish it was under different circumstances, but I say that was quite a good rumble that we had, ain't it?" He's talking, of course, to our resident hobbit. Because people out here in the country, they call you guys hobbits. It's
Okay.
just, you know,
Hobbits.
it's something that you just kind of, yeah, it's a term of endearment. You know
I
that he
just
doesn't
take it
mean
for what
worse.
it is
Yeah,
from
yeah.
him. Listen, I'm kind of like, I'm like, first of all, that was amazing. Sword. You and I, we could do a little stage show. You throw swords. I'm just saying, a performance. I play the music. It could, you know, you have some damage to your house. It could help with the pain. We could. Oh my God, I have a great idea. We could take over. That could be the opening act for B4. You throw swords and axes. I play music. The 4 does not have that. This could be big.
You mean those hack boy banders? Ooh, doggy. I hate that music. Give me some
Exactly.
good old
Me too.
country.
I can play country.
Yeah, he's like,
I'll think about it, youngin.
and he kind of just mosey on over to the orc and oh, I grabbed you, Corbin. Sorry, I can't say what you would do. He moseys on over to the orc and he looks at his sword and he genuinely considers just leaving it there. And he says,
Well, I do quite like that look. I think I can hang up the longsword for now. I'll get another one later.
and he walks away with the orc just blood dripping from the open wound in its throat as it just covers the ground and starts to make a pool all around the corner. Surprisingly level floors though, so it's not pooling there, it's just kind of like spreading equally across, which is nice. That's what you want out of the foundation of, and with one of these older farm homes you don't expect that. So he kind of he yells,
Can I offer y'all a nice butter skull or anything? Anybody hungry? I worked up an appetite.
and he walks into the kitchen and you hear a slip and you,
Ow, damn! What the hell?
and he
And he dies.
so and he said,
One tarnation with y'all.
and you hear him kind of scramble to his feet and you hear like the sound of leather hitting hide leather and he's kicking the dead bodies of the orcs that are on the ground, all the while being a little more careful with the ball bearings that are littered on the ground. So he's over in the kitchen now and would love, I'm sure, some company.
Well, I go over there.
Okay, so I don't think you can move through that door, so I'll just move you
I
over.
can't. Yeah.
Does anybody else want to join him?
This was the kitchen.
I will start picking
Oh.
up my ball bearings. That's what I'll do.
You're gonna pick up your ball bearings. All right,
So,
cool. Yeah.
so that people stop falling.
You know what? You do. Okay, give just a straight 20 roll.
Well,
You do like a pretty half-assed job, and it's not for lack of trying. You wanted most of the ball bearings, but you end up with like I don't know, half of them, and it's maybe there was a bunch that are like in the blood that's already started to coagulate, and those don't look like they're gonna be very slippery anymore. So you kind of like maybe the blood should dry all the way before we clean those up. So you get about half of your ball bearings back.
I have
You,
balls.
you gather your
Balls.
bearings.
Oh, bad joke.
I've got that twice today.
So the
3 times.
so Big Al says,
Oh, so what do I owe the honor of this visit? And who done sent you?
Well, we were sent. Because I know this.
does
from
anybody else want to go
Harwood.
downstairs before conversation?
I'm gonna-
bring me
I'm
into
gonna
the
go.
kitchen
Yeah.
area.
Okay.
I would also
Har-
like to.
Are you-
Harbin Wester sent us.
And we found your horses, and we were returning them.
You found me horses.
We only found 3 horses.
Well, that's a shame. I had 4, and they were like my brothers. I love those horses.
They're all outside.
and you see him start like you see that it reminds him that not only is he now down a horse who was like a brother to him,
But the cows might be
but
missing.
his cow Petunia
Betsy.
is also
Petunia.
Petunia is her name. And he's sitting at the table and he starts to bawl. And it's outside of character from what you've just witnessed with the death murder like machine that he was. But he's clearly got a heart of gold. And he just says, he starts crying and sobbing, and he's, Petunia was my life. She was not only my income, but also she was family. I just wish there was something that could be done to bring my dear Petunia back. I raised her from a calf.
Do we know that she's dead? Does he know that she's
We
dead?
saw her, didn't we?
They let
saw
her.
her.
I could have sworn they just told me they were gonna kill her. I could take a punch, but I couldn't take that. It was like the worst gut punch they could ever give me was telling me they slaughtered my
I'm like putting my arms, speaking of Lexi. Oh, there. And she reaches into her big old handbag and is like pulling out like amidst all the junk, like finally digging out like some tissues so she can honk his nose, and she's like dabbing his tears and stuff, and
he just he's losing it, and snot is everywhere, and he thanks you for the handkerchief.
I'm gonna go over to Clovis and nudge him a little bit, just be like, just letting him know that maybe we should let him have all his horses back that we found.
And I'm like,
don't be mean. He did just help us.
I think Corbin already said all the horses were outside. All of them, Corbin? I didn't know.
I didn't hear him say that. I'm sorry.
Oh,
I whispered it.
He
I only whispered it to you.
He didn't
Okay.
hear anything. He's distraught. He thinks that he's lost a brother and his dearest of friends, family, the love of his life in a non.
Well, there's only one thing to
way.
do, guys. Let's go look for this cow. I
don't know if you're screwing with him or not. You already have the cow. What is?
Yeah, I was gonna say,
what's your end game here,
all the
Clovis?
animals.
Oh, right. We found the cow.
Yeah, we found the cow and the
I
horses.
forgot about that.
He
singular. Yeah.
he turns to you and says, "What? Why would you let me get to this emotional state if you had found my Petunia?" And he's you can tell it's a little bit of confusion, like he doesn't know exactly how to feel, because he feels like he's had the wool pulled over his eyes, but also he's happy because the thing he loves most dear in the world is not dead or lost. It's living, and assuming you will relinquish it.
Big Al, it was just so confusing with all the orcs and the fighting.
Battling.
Oh,
Yeah.
we should know that tracks.
We're not big tough guys like you, Big Al. There. Pat. We're not a big tough. We're not. I'm twirling his like mustache. We're not big tough like you. Yeah.
He twirls his handlebar, and it's covered, in flakes of dried blood, and he's just,
Oh,
"Yeah, well, I do reckon I can understand an honest mistake, and I do apologize for losing my composure. I guess you got to see the good and the bad of Big Al.
Big Al, do you know what the orcs were after? Why were they here for any reason?
Hell if I know. Orcs are gonna orc it up.
Orcs gonna orc.
The orcs are gonna orc. But I gotta say, y'all saved me. I know I talk a big game, but they's gonna kill me down there. And without your help setting me free, letting me go and slaughter all them orcs, I reckon I'd be dead. So if you would just accept a token of my gratitude, I got me a nice little vest of mithril upstairs that I'm sure one of y'all could wear, and you can decide who gets it. But it served me well when I was in law enforcement, and by God, if I had it on earlier today, it might have saved my life without y'all. But
Could we also have a butterskull?
wow.
he blinks. He's like, you get that I'm giving you something. I don't know if you understand how gratitude works, young man, but I tell you, when somebody offers you their heirloom, their prized possession, you don't go back and ask for more, do you? I guess you do, but
He
Go
just
ahead.
really likes this butterscotch.
Well, like, only one of us can wear the vest. Just maybe a butterskull would be nice.
All right. I reckon I could fashion you a butterskull.
and he leaves the room and he goes down to the cellar and he brings back up a genuine butterskull.
Oh, yeah.
Wrapped in wax and ready to party, as a butterskull should. So, you have for yourself a new mithril vest or chainmail, piece of mithril chainmail, and a butterskull that goes to the very brazen Corbin steel fleet for the butterskull. I don't know what you guys will choose to do with the mithril vest.
Oh, that'll come into play later. You don't worry about that.
Ugh.
Ooh, yeah.
What?
It's a butterskull, not a butterface.
No, I was gonna give it to Tolbin. That's all right, fine.
All right, so he's very
Sure.
thankful. He provides you with a letter to Harbin, assuring that not only is he alive and well, that all things are intact at his farm, that he has some rebuilding that he'll need to do. The blacksmith and the other building are like all messed up, but he can always rebuild. So it's time to clean up the mess they done left, and he'll patch the necessary pieces of his fences, and he'll fix up his barn and all that fun stuff. And says, I don't know if y'all need a place to stay for the night, or if you wanted to get back into your town for your fancy show with B4. But it's you're welcome to stay here tonight. Sadly, I do believe my ranch hands have all been dealt with, I guess is the best way to put it.
I think a rest sounds like a great idea.
I would take you up on that rest. Absolutely.
Yeah, Clovis, you don't want to see those stinkheads anyway, right?
I don't want to go back. No, thanks for
We're too
thinking about
good for
that.
them.
Yeah, we'll have our own concert here.
Well, I don't
You
think
open
that I
for
like
them.
that
They should be
idea,
opening
but-
for you.
Do you have
You
any
like
blood-free
country.
rooms?
So he prepares, he starts kind of whipping up some food for you guys and for the evening, and regales you.
I drag out the bodies. That's what I do for the day.
That's very nice. Yeah, I'll drag those out.
Are we actually supposed to drag him back to town with us?
No, it's just
The
proof
dead
that he's
orcs?
safe.
No, yeah. No,
No,
just-
the
on orcs.
Big Al. We're just supposed to like warn him.
no, just
or-
proof
No,
that
you
we
just want
got.
proof that he's alive and
Okay.
or dead, one of the two.
Right.
Skull would work great
Right.
for that.
Dead or alive.
Dead or alive. So the he whips up some food for you and regales you with tales from his years as a sheriff, and just kind of like, you guys have a good fun night away from the pressures of adventuring and the craziness that is what you've been going through. You've got the necessary things to inform Harbin when you return that your task is complete, and you get a good night's sleep. So you wake.
And then we heal up from that, right?
Yeah, you're sawing logs big time. So do you guys have anything else that you would like to ask Big Al before the night is over? I guess you before you wake up in the morning or before you leave.
Have you seen?
Big Al, have you heard anything about a dragon in these parts?
Yeah, well, I had some people that buy the butter skulls. They done mentioned that there might be some white dragon flying around. I don't bother myself too much with none of that. Ain't seen him. He ain't messed with my farm, and I tell you, you let loose a dragon on my farm, I think that he'll be upset that he done messed with the wrong man. A one-on-one fight, I'm gonna take a dragon. Ain't no question about it.
Oh my God.
I mean, they these orcs. It took what 10 or so to take me down. Dragons, that's a piece of cake.
After watching you today, I'd believe it.
Yeah, you best believe it. Dragon, I mean, dragon's tough because it flies around and it's got all them breathy weapons. But honestly, I think I'd take a dragon. I'll rip that longsword right out of that work, and I'll give it to the dragon. Put a dragon up skull next to my all my decorations.
Breathy weapons.
That's good.
So yeah, so he's heard of the dragon that's plaguing the town, and people that he sells his butter skulls to, and sends them back to the various surrounding areas. It seems like his main way to make money is through selling these butter skulls, and he of course uses the milk that Petunia produces as the signature milk for all of his butter skulls. So he offers you just since you're going back to Phandalin,
Would you mind bringing a few butter skulls to Barthen's? I know that they always like them. They sell out quick, and I don't get as many of them over to Phandalin as I'd like. But if y'all just came from Phandalin and Harbin was looking out for me, I'd like to very much make sure that Phandalin can taste the sweet butter of Petunia in the form of my butter skulls.
Barthen at the logging camp?
Barthen at Barthen's Provisions. He's a part of Phandalin, and I'm sure you guys have been there. Maybe even pretended like you were going to steal something from there, like a numbnut.
Did you hear about that too? Well, there's a logging camp that has Barthen too. Barthen Typer, maybe?
Nope. I'm pretty sure that Harbin Wester's brothers at the logging camp. But who has the book? I don't know.
So he's very thankful if you're gonna take some back for him, and he offers you to an extra I don't know 5 gold a piece for your trouble for transporting those. So you guys can each go ahead and add 5 to your stash. And I do believe we can call it at that for the night. Because it's 10:46.
So I can go and pee?
Yeah, I know. We didn't have a good time to stop. I'm sorry. I just thought we would go move through it.
Thanks a lot, Jay.
Deal with it.
Hey, who's gonna
you
take
all
that,
passed your Constitution saving throws by not having to pee. Good job.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Who's
So-
gonna take that chainmail? The mithril.
Mithril?
Yeah, tell me who I distribute that to.
What is it? Like, because I couldn't, what kind of,
What kind of armor is it?
yeah.
Because there's only like one of us that can wear heavy.
Well, is it heavy? Because
It's
mithril might be
medium
light.
or heavy, but not hide.
It's medium.
Mithril is a light, flexible metal. A mithril chain shirt or breastplate can be worn under normal clothes if the armor normally exposes disadvantage on dexterity, stealth checks, or has a strength requirement. The mithril version of the armor doesn't. So it's just armor, medium or heavy armor.
Who has proficiency with that?
I
Not
do.
me.
I do.
I
So
can do medium.
The rangers, the cleric.
You should roll 20, and whoever gets the highest can have it.
Well,
Or whoever
Well, the
wants
cleric's
I've already got an
Find it.
AC of
Oh.
18, so probably one of the rangers would be better.
I'm 13. What about you?
You're probably
Sorry.
both the same, would be my guess. Court
Yeah, I
might
think
actually
we
be
are.
higher, because I think she's got more dex.
Sorry, I accidentally hit the wrong button. What am I looking for?
Your
Your
AC.
AC.
Oh.
We get all our spell
14.
slots back.
If we took a long rest, yeah.
Mine's
Yeah,
13.
well, we
You-
slept,
you,
right?
want to roll for it?
Yeah, let's roll.
We
Yeah.
slept,
Sure,
right? And that we
slept
slept
fine.
upstairs, right?
Yeah, you'll sleep for the night.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's
All right, so
fine.
that goes to Corbin.
I'll say I'm not having any luck with rolls today. Like even in Warcraft, I was bad.
Wham.
All right, so you've got mithril armor, and we'll work on how to get it on your actual sheet. I put it into your journal. You should be able to see it now.
Okay.
All right,
We'll add
guys.
it Pre-session. Sounds
So
good.
yay, yee. Stay safe, stay healthy. Wash your hands for 20 seconds, and we'll see you guys next week. Thanks for killing some orcs and not burning the house down. Big Al really appreciates
We were
it.
really tempted.
Would have
We
been fun.
certainly wanted to.
Yeah, I know. And you certainly could have.
I was thinking about it.
I couldn't stop
Shattering.
you.
Does that give us a level or no?
No, it does not.
Okay.
But
Oh.
Ooh.
you did complete a quest. Well, you will when you go back
For
to
100 gold.
If we had burned the house down, would you have allowed us to complete the quest, like bring his like charred remains in or something?
I would have.
We found him.
I would have. I
Orcs
think
did it.
the way that I would have ruled that would be, yeah, I mean, yes, you could have probably dealt with the orcs in some way, shape, or form, or like killed a few of them in the fire, or trapped a few of them in the fire, and made them like run out and fight you there. And flaming orcs would be frightening to fight. Then, in addition to that, I would have made you roll some ridiculously impressive, like, sit here and sift through the wreckage of this house because his body was in the cellar and everything would have collapsed in on it. So finding any remains for him would have been unlikely. And yeah, unless you spent like days here just digging through wreckage,
That'd have been a fun session too.
it wouldn't have been a very fun session. But yeah, I think you would have had to return and say, I don't know, orcs burned him to death and given like a performance check or something. So, but yeah.
Guess it was a good thing we didn't do that.
No, I mean,
Just,
we would have worked it out. It would have, you know,
You can do anything in
you
D&D.
can do whatever you
We
want.
would have worked it out.
Did out.
I thought that
Mwah.
Clovis was trying to pull the wool over, you know, old poor Big Al with lying about the cow.
Taking his horses.
No, I didn't. I had forgotten the cow.
I
You,
completely
you
forgot about
said it in
too.
the recap. I should
I
take
said we
away
found
your...
horses.
That was like 2.5 hours ago.
That's
dude.
true. That's a long
Fair.
time ago.
I said we found horses, not cows. I forgot about the cow in the woods.
Then maybe somebody else pointed out the cow. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and put us on a 5-minute BRB. I'm gonna run a 3-minute ad so people that hop in don't get to see the pre-roll ads. And yeah, I'm gonna go to the bathroom because I'm sure we all have to pee at this point.
Yep.
So
See
we'll
you
be back
guys.
in a few minutes with some
See you guys.
Overwatch, probably.
Okay, well, we'll burp.